Manus,
Shawn.
do you want to talk about Metal Gear?
Metal Gear? Yeah, man, let's do it. I'm pretty excited about it.
Let's do it, man.
I guess the first part of any story, origin.
Yeah, let's kick it off. Actually, let me clean it up for the listener.
Yeah.
This is a Metal Gear Solid. This is a podcast called A Podcast to Surpass Metal Gear. I'm your host, Shawn the Don Donnelly. This is my main man, Manus McGettigan. And we're gonna talk about Metal Gear. We're gonna talk about everything we can think about Metal Gear.
Everything we could possibly remember about Metal Gear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So we're gonna go through it. We're gonna take y'all through it. This is you know what I mean, a beloved game from our youth, and we know there's so many. What is it like? It's almost 25 years old now.
24, 25. A lot of memories, man.
Yeah,
a lot.
This game changed it up for everybody.
Yeah.
People. I mean, I remember people coming to me and saying, "Dude, you ain't seen Metal Gear Solid yet? You got to check this game out." Yeah. Remember that? You weren't the first guy on your block to know about Metal Gear Solid, were you?
No. This was talked about in school.
Yeah. It was always some kid.
What? Yeah, Metal Gear Solid, PS1. The year was 98?
Published in 98.
All right, grade school.
Yeah. It was developed development was done in 96. It was planned to be released in 97.
Right.
Came out February something.
Yeah, I'm not sure the month. I remember the first time I played, my first experience with Metal Gear was randomly seeing it at Blockbuster. Remember that spot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you can rent. You know, it was a time where they were transitioning with like Netflix and ordering DVDs and stuff. Yeah. So I saw it randomly. Just looked like a cool game. Looked at the back cover, rented it.
Yeah. Oh, you just discovered it on your own.
Oh yeah.
You heard about it, then discovered it, or?
Well, after that, I heard it in grade school all the time.
Okay.
People, just like Resident Evil or anything else big back then, Final Fantasy, talking about it all the time at school was a big hit. I don't remember ever hearing about that game prior. And if I did, I don't remember. I just rented it.
I see.
So, my brother saw me playing it, and it's been one of the games that he's been playing, one of the franchises we've both been playing for, I don't know, 20 years, more?
Yeah. I forget who it was. I think it was my man Alex. And
your first experience with it.
Yeah. He came up to me, he's like, "Dude, you haven't seen Metal Gear Solid?" I'm like, "Nah." I ended up renting it too. And I remember getting jammed up. Remember this? When you have to find the codec to contact Merrill.
Oh right. Yeah, I remember where it is on the CD case, but nobody knows this.
Yeah.
Unless you can't find it for a while, or you call Campbell, or you
they eventually give it to you, don't they?
You're looking for Meryl's number, right?
Yeah.
Her codec. I think somebody
Baker says it's on the back of the CD case.
Right. Okay, that's the person. I didn't remember who it was. Baker, right? The president of Armstack.
Yeah. And then and then you're sitting there and you're looking at the optical disc in your thing. You're like, what fucking CD case is he talking about? There's no way he's talking about something in real life.
I don't think I thought about that. I thought it was something in the game I didn't find.
Yeah.
Right? And,
I'm crawling under desks. I'm looking everywhere. Where is this fucking CD?
I think I remember doing that too. I guess it just didn't click. And then I don't know how it happened. I just keep calling the codecs, and they're like the actual CD case.
Yeah.
Right? It changes a little bit because you talk to different people.
Oh, they have to nudge you in that direction.
and it's literally on the back. Meryl's codec or frequency, right?
Yeah. Dude, shout out to Blockbuster, right? Because you know what they did? On the back of the case, that little white and blue case they give you, they wrote her codec.
The rental case.
Yeah.
Right.
So because you don't have, if you rented it, you don't have the original jewel case. They actually, and remember the notes, they would give you cheats and stuff like that for Blockbuster. They give you hey, here's a few things to help you out.
I haven't thought about that in years. I'm just remembering it now.
Yeah.
Wow.
They gave me I looked on the back of that case and I saw Meryl's codec.
Wow.
And even then I was like, oh, that's weird that they put it there. And then
who would look at the back of a rental case? Yeah. I probably wouldn't.
Yeah. And then it clicked. Oh, they had the case. Someone working at Blockbuster figured out, put the thing on the fucking case. I mean, dude, they at least played up to that point and figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, Blockbuster rental time, if I'm not mistaken, was like
5 days.
Yeah, depending on like new releases were a lot less because everybody like the whole wall
2 to 3 days.
Right. The whole like back wall was like new release wall, right?
Yeah.
So for video games, it was probably like 4 or 5, right?
I think it was 5.
Something like that, yeah. So I definitely didn't get up to that point because I don't remember doing anything with the rental case.
Yeah.
So eventually, I liked the game, bought it, you know.
Buy it up.
I remember my buddy. We went to grade school together. I bought the game, the strategy guide, this cool memory card he had. He had like everything for it, and I bought a special controller that had like auto on it for the. You just hit a button and it's full auto kind of thing.
Auto fire,
right? So I bought the whole like.
Yeah.
The whole Metal Gear starter kit off of this dude.
Upsold you on the strategy guide.
That was yeah, probably did.
like a Nissan car salesman.
Oh,
they're like
right up,
dude. When they see like a mom come in to buy games, and they're just like, dude, you're gonna want the strategy guide.
Oh, they know she's gonna want to buy this.
Mom's always get fleeced.
He or she is definitely gonna want this. They're gonna ask you for this. Just get it now.
Yep.
That was my first ownership. That I got it was a starter kit, Metal Gear starter kit.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then it's funny, you get the auto fire, right?
Yeah, I had it.
And then when you get tortured,
the torture chamber.
Ocelot's like, don't use the auto fire.
Guess what?
Or I'll know.
I don't know if
I don't think it never. Yeah, it's a bluff.
Yeah. I think it's just a bluff. I don't think Hideo actually wrote some sort of code where Ocelot can find that out because I used it. Nothing ever bad happened to me.
Yeah.
So
I think it's really right. Hideo Kojima likes to get in your fucking head, doesn't he?
Oh, all the time.
It's so cerebral. You know that whole thing where you turn off the console in Metal Gear Solid 2?
Remind me of the part.
They're like riding.
You're talking about the.
You're in the hallway naked.
It's riding. Okay, it's not the tanker part.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in the hallway naked. You're at the end.
Sons of Liberty. That's the name.
Yeah. You just come out. You've been. I don't think there's a torture scene.
I can't tell. It's disgusting how many times I played that game.
I played 2 more than any of them. I love 2.
I don't remember doing that. Why would you turn the system off?
Well, you know what? At some point, you call up the colonel on Kodak.
Okay.
And remember when he's bugging out?
Oh, that's when he's losing his friggin' mind because the AI is bugging out.
Yeah. Right. And he's like, Raiden, turn off the console now. I swear to God, I did it.
First, I was like a kid. It made me scared. I guess I got to do this now.
Yeah, I'm like, it's part of the game. They actually did that in Metal Gear Solid 2. Big Boss tells you to turn off the Nintendo or whatever you play it on. Yeah.
Right. What the hell was that called?
Metal Gear.
It was just called Metal Gear. Metal Gear Solid was the PS1.
Yeah, this is Metal Gear 2.
Metal Gear, the non-canon one. I'm not really sure. I think it's Snake's Revenge, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then there was an actual second one, which was really good.
Yeah.
Everything was like upgraded with it. The graphics, I think it went from 8-bit to 16-bit.
Is that what they did?
Well, I think Super Nintendo, Sega was 16-bit.
I gotcha.
And it looked better. Everything was more detailed. You know, the weapons looked better. Whatever. Yeah. So. And
there was storyline. Like in Metal Gear, it was okay. Metal Gear 2, I heard that I haven't really played it, but I heard there's a lot of. There's dialogue.
I only beat them both once, so I remember a little bit of it. Nice. Yeah, there were codecs. Like even in the first one, there was like I don't know if it was called a codec.
Radio.
The Soliton radio system from what's her name, Mei Ling, whatever. But yeah, they had a radio. You saw his face. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I just going to say about the radio in the second one? Yeah. Oh, I think the second one just had the canon one, just had more dialogue, right?
Yeah.
And I think, as far as I know. Well, as far as Nintendo anyway, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, that was like one of the first main kind of games, even though I don't think it was terribly popular back then, but it was one of the main games where you sneak in. You get all these weapons, right? You can, unleash war on anybody, but you don't have to. The only time you use them is for the boss fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole point is sneaking around, just like the PS1 game. Same deal.
Very groundbreaking.
Nothing was like it. Yeah.
Because the game, it had a feel like there were all these, Army films, all these Schwarzenegger films in the 80s and 90s. And so that's kind of how they modeled. They're like, hey, let's take this Metal Gear game. let's make the main character like this Rambo type guy. But then they're like, hey, let's do it, he wouldn't just show up to a fortress and just start gunning everybody down.
Right.
And they're like, hey, let's make it, you gotta sneak. You gotta fuck around. Well, like, it's too overwhelming otherwise.
I like, in all those games, I really like kind of the duality. I like the ability a lot that not just the character is able to do it, and he doesn't because he's just really that good at what he does, but me as the player, I'm able to do it.
Yeah.
I'm able to use bombs, grenade launchers. You're able to kill everybody on the battlefield really quickly if you want to, but you don't have to do that. You can take the harder route for sure, sneaking around. To be honest, that's kind of more fun for that kind of game because that's what it's geared for.
Yeah.
Like Guns of the Patriots, the last one. I've never seen a video game that you get like more guns in ever.
Yeah.
Like it was just massive.
That's true. Multiple of assault rifles.
Right. I mean, I'm playing the fifth one now. There's a lot in there, but when the fourth one came out, even a military type game, you never have an option of weaponry that you have in Guns of the Patriots ever.
Yeah. Customization, the whole nine.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
Dude, speaking of the fifth one, like the upgrade, like the development of weapons and the upgrades are like endless. All you do is spend money.
Yeah.
In-game money.
The GMP for that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Gross military product.
Right. Yeah.
As opposed to like GNP.
Right. National product. Yeah.
Gross national. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm about midway in.
Yeah.
There's an option, not just to buy, upgrade, and then there's a separate option that pops up after whatever mission, customize, flashlights, suppressors, different stocks, whatever. Right.
Yeah.
Kind of make it your own, and a lot of people, not just players, human beings like options. So
yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of weapons in the PS1 game.
Yeah.
A lot. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
He gets rocket launchers, a PSG-1 sniper rifle.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah. I thought that was cool when I realized you can customize it and like, okay, you can...
That's a neat option. And everybody takes advantage of that.
Throw a flashlight on it, sights. It was like, dude, what can't you do in this game?
Right.
Yeah.
A game that detailed, you stop questioning what you can do.
Yeah, you're like,
and you're really like, well, wait a minute, let's just forget that. Let's just put a list on things you can't. And it's a surprisingly small list comparative to other games.
Yeah.
Right.
And Kojima's big on that. Like, it's all, I mean, dude, I remember playing Metal Gear Solid 2 and, like, you can shoot, you're at the bar in the tanker and you can shoot, like specific bottles and martinis out.
That was really cool, that environment effect. I appreciate that kind of detail in games. That was really neat.
You could shoot the radio out. Like, you could sit here behind a guard, shoot his radio out, get his attention. He goes to call for backup. He's fucked.
Can't. And you know what else I remember? I remember the darts from that converted, Beretta M9 that you have. You actually see the darts
M9.
in them. Right.
Yeah.
That's what Otacon was telling him about.
You see them, yeah.
The darts stick out of whatever they're...
Yeah.
You could shoot him like 6 times in the head.
You put 8 darts in his ass, and they're just sticking out.
You don't see that in later games.
Yeah.
Which is just an interesting, maybe... Well, obviously, it's not a technical thing. Yeah. Probably just an artistic... We don't need to do that.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Maybe they're smaller, technology I'm not aware of, whatever.
Well, I'll tell you this. Metal Gear Solid, going from Metal Gear Solid 2 to 3 was a big challenge, technically. Because now you have this quasi-open world, like this big jungle.
Yeah.
And there's so much more to render.
There's a big difference, yeah.
They had to drop the frame rate to, I believe, 24 frames per second.
Just to fit everything.
Yeah. If you notice, if you play Metal Gear Solid 2, everything's very smooth. You're running through.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Ryan's hair's flowing in the wind. Yeah.
A lot of stuff could be happening.
All this crazy shit, right? And then they're like, wait, we have these huge jungle maps. We have to account for snakes, other things, the whole nine, like all this different ambient stuff. They had to lower the frame rate to get it to work on the PlayStation 2.
And it was still a PS2 game, which is interesting. Yeah.
So, that was kind of a challenge. That's probably why. They were like, all right, we can't get as fancy, but let's make it. You know what I mean?
Interesting, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
So, and I remember in the fifth one, and maybe then again, it's funny, the fifth one, you'd think there'd be, like, better technology, but it takes place in, like, the 80s. Yeah. So maybe the darts back then were just so much smaller. So maybe it is accurate.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really care about that aspect of it too much, but I just want to point that out.
Yeah,
they were really visible in the second one.
Yeah, I feel like they wowed people with the second, and then they're like, all right, well, let's get practical. Because things, you know, and especially with the fifth, because that's a true open world game.
Yeah, by every definition of what open world is. Yeah.
There's this huge chunk of Afghanistan that you can just run to from start to finish, and it just has to render as you go.
I've been on, I haven't played a huge, spectrum of open world games, but the ones that I've played, a lot of times, Skyrim, Final Fantasy 15, whatever have you, a lot of times you'll be able to go to a lot of it, but different parts of it will be closed off.
Yeah.
Right? Even though, I mean, is that still open world? Yeah, kind of, whatever. But when I did free roam, after like mission 3 or 4 for MGS5, you were able to literally, I'm pretty sure you're able to go to every inch of the entire map.
Yeah.
And I did that.
You end up, yeah.
You're able to if you want.
And you end up going to places that you don't see until the end of the game. But
right.
You get a peek.
Interesting, yeah.
You get a peek at it up front. Like
maybe 1 or 2 little facilities you couldn't go to, but basically you can go to the entire world map from the get-go.
Yeah.
That's a true open world game. Like Reality. We can go wherever we want, drive wherever,
I can go down. I'm not high enough level to go to like West Philly. You know what I mean? To like rumble with those
high
kids.
enough level.
Yeah. That's how it was funny. That's how I see like in New York how you have like numbered streets.
Right.
Like however tough you are, you can't go past.
The areas that whatever your mindset is, that's the number street you're going to stick
you
with.
and me shouldn't go past like 98th Street.
Oh,
in New York.
Is that what we got to
about that? You know what I mean? If you want to push it, you can go up to like 110th, 115th. But like you can't go to like 200th Street.
Like if it's an important side quest, we could like venture up there to some corner shop or something
during the day. Yeah,
if it's like necessary. Okay.
Yeah, if it's like an op, a day op,
day op.
But
right.
like you can't go past 200th Street. You can't go up to 200. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a real mentality for people. Yeah,
I think that's actually how New York works. It's it just happens to be the rougher the neighborhoods get.
So who are these people that have like full actual open world real access?
Goons.
Yeah, I guess.
People who are about that life.
Yeah. Just know the area, I guess. Know the environment. That's the answer.
You're either from that neighborhood or you're built that way. And you're just like...
Probably a combo
I'll go up there.
Both, right.
Yeah. I would... If I were going to do that, I wouldn't go like... I wouldn't... Like, for instance, if I was going to go to like 69th Street in Philly, I would stay on Market. I wouldn't veer off.
If it's necessary, here's the thing. Go with like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Bring a squadron.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I wouldn't go 3 blocks up over. I wouldn't zigzag. I'll go down any block on any street in any city on the planet.
Right.
I just won't go up a block. I just won't go up a block if there's a squad. If there's people on the block, I know to bypass that block. That's it.
Because you know what? They don't know your face. They're going to take it as some like...
I don't care how many people I got.
Territorial whatever.
Yeah.
Threat, even, for some people, whatever.
It's just I'm walking down there alone. All right, if you're in any city and you just see 5, 10, 15 people on a block.
Don't go down the block.
No matter what time of day it is.
Right.
You just know this is a business I'm not part of.
That's probably a really smart move.
That's it.
Yeah.
Unless you got a cardboard box and you're stealthy. You can get past them. They see a car. Listen.
Yeah.
They just see the cardboard box across the street just moving. All right.
That's something about Metal Gear that I was going to bring up anyway.
Yeah.
And I was going to segue to that. Some people are such mega fans of this cardboard box. Yeah. And they use it to its full advantage and it works really well. Mm-hmm. I have never really used this thing.
Me neither.
I've never really utilized what it can do and how you trick people and what you can put on the box. Whatever. There's all kinds of stuff. And in 5 you could stand up and put like a...
Oh, you can slide down hills with it? You ever see that?
Straight up slide down hills with it?
Yeah.
There's this one mission where you're getting Huey Emmerich.
Yeah.
And there's this building with this, it's pretty high in MGS5 with a pretty high roof.
That big pyramid one?
You can slide down the entire thing. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
You need to get down it.
That's
and you're
true.
still in the box. So maybe they...
That's it, yeah. That's
see
true.
you, get alerted because the box is moving.
It's also broken in hand. Like, it's all kind of flaps, and you're just kind of sliding down. And then it kind of comes back together while you're on the ground.
Right, and eventually it goes away after it gets beat up enough.
Really?
But I just kind of figured that I don't use the boxes in any game. I just don't do the box. I just hide normally.
They're such a hassle, and they're ridiculous.
It's one of those things that's just kind of fun and goofy, but...
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm about my business. I'm on a serious mission here. I need to save the United States. I'm not, like, pausing, the pause menu where you get to an item.
Right.
I'm not, like, getting into a box by the time this guy turns the corner, and now I'm a box.
No.
And now he gets past me, and I turn back into a person.
Like, I know, especially in the fifth one, and other games too, but especially the fifth one, there's, 20 actual uses that can help you in the game. Like, for real. Like,
you can ship yourself around.
Well, yeah. Well, you need the box to do that. But I mean, like in an actual using the box for something else. The only thing I've ever used it for, when you throw a stun grenade, they're pretty useful in a lot of situations in that game for me. And the smoke, that's really good. When you use a stun grenade, you get stunned too. So you're disoriented.
Oh, you need to hide your eyes.
You got the ringing. You got it's literally bright. That happens to you. So you throw it before it explodes. I put the box on, right? From the other menu, nothing.
Blocks a stun grenade.
Yeah, it blocks it. Son of a bitch.
And you have to research the boxes. Did you notice?
You have to what?
You have to go into your develop menu.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's boxes I haven't even got yet.
You develop
that
10
are just
boxes.
still sitting in my development cache.
No wild.
But, yeah. So I mean, like I said, there's useful things for it, but not a big fan in general of the boxes.
Me neither. I've always had them. Hang on, I'm gonna take a piss. Sorry about that. I had to suppress my stomach acids. Sneak in that pack of smokes.
You had those smokes there?
That shot you gave me.
Right. That's how much of an avid smoker you had to be. You're going to hide them with like a string around your tooth or something. However the hell he did that.
Yeah. What was he trying to say? He was basically, I think what he said was he shoved a pack of cigarettes up his ass.
No, I thought he said he hit him in his stomach.
Yeah.
Or wait a minute, am I? He
said that the shot Naomi gave him suppressed his stomach acid.
Right, and she's like, how'd you sneak she said something on the lines, well, how did you sneak the smokes in? He's like, in my stomach. I kind of remember that. Yeah. Which
is weird though, because do you think he ate a pack of cigarettes and shit them out?
Oh, okay, not retrieving them somehow, like just. But then he'd have to wait like 30 some hours because that's how long the average, I don't know. Look.
Yeah.
For you to like something so much to actually like swallow it like that, and that's.
I thought what he meant was, hey, you gave me this shot. It means I don't have to piss or shit for the whole mission.
And if your stomach acids are suppressed, it's not going to totally destroy the packet. But
I just assume he shoved them up his ass, like a prison.
I might be remembering that wrong. Maybe you're right.
The thing is,
I don't know.
The dialogue is left so intentionally vague.
You can kind of... People are going to make up their own things, but...
Yeah.
If he meant something specific on that, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I always... You see, it's funny. You're so, people are so sure when they remember any kind of memory from a movie, from your childhood, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you watch a video on it or whatever it is, and then it's like, wow, that just didn't actually happen in reality at all. You're so certain of it. That happens all the time. The older you get, it happens more often.
That's true. That does happen.
I thought he said he hit him in his stomach.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You know what?
Maybe you're right. I don't really remember. I just, that line, something about his stomach, just that line, I remember that.
Yeah, you know what? There's a Reddit thread. So, yeah, some guy said, guessing he ate them and pooped them out.
Oh, right. That way, yeah, I guess that would work. Maybe he had them in some sort of plastic that,
I
don't know, wouldn't be susceptible. Even though she suppressed his stomach acid, still wouldn't be a big deal.
Okay, so he
can only do one or two of them. Though.
So
how big is this package going to be?
So my thing is he ate them and then threw them up.
Could have threw them up, yeah. Drank a bunch of water and then...
That's so weird. The consensus is...
How are you going to swallow something like that? Like
a whole pack of cigarettes.
No, it had to be
one at a time.
Look, I don't know how the hell this dude did this.
Yeah.
But it had to be one or two tightly wrapped up in some sort of
Yeah.
Some kind of smooth container to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, usually,
I don't know.
Usually when people like smuggle drugs, they'll
oh, it's in some part of their body or another. That's the only way to do it.
A lot of times what the move is, you take condoms, you fill it up with the drug, like just the raw product. You tie it up like a balloon, and then you just swallow it. And then, so let's say you go through an airport, and then it doesn't pick it up.
Sure, because it's in your... Yeah. So what do you do? Throw them up when you get to wherever you're going?
You get to the other end, shit them out.
Oh, you don't... Okay, because it's already going through, depending on the flight and how long ago you did it, I guess you just have to wait. Yeah.
So it's
what a... I was going to say, what a shitty way to do business. Yeah. Like, I wasn't even trying...
Pun intended.
Right. Really, that sucks.
Yeah.
What a hell of a business, dude.
Drug mules.
No. Like, that means you're buying something that, somebody shit out and they have to clear. No,
isn't that wild?
That's sad, dude.
That is a whole, that is a whole industry of you're in jail and you need stuff. New dudes coming in.
How you gonna? Yeah.
They smuggle stuff in their ass.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
That's how they get.
Here's the thing.
A lot of stuff.
Because you can't hide stuff.
Contraband stuff.
You can't take stuff and directly shove it up your ass. Because what happens is you can, right? But it's really got to be in there. Because when you go into jail, they do a cavity search. And they.
How far is this cavity search done? I don't know.
I got to assume. Let's say it's. Let me see what the camera can see. All right, a hand. All right. Let's say this is an asshole. I assume the hand's got to go about that far.
I guess so.
Halfway, just fingers.
Right.
That's all you can do is fingers.
So as long if you can smuggle something in beyond that, there you go.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
That's weird. If you can eat something, you can eat something shit out later. Cool.
That would work even better. You don't have to. Yeah. Okay.
Or if you can shove it all the way up your ass somehow, even better.
Huh.
Yeah, that's.
Wonder where Snake learned all this.
Snake's a hero. Yeah. Dude, just to get a pack of cigarettes into fucking Shadow Moses.
Right.
Let me.
Wow. They must have been some. I don't know, goldies but oldies type smoke. I don't know what.
He must have a loose asshole. Oh God.
Oh man. Loose lips sink ships. Yeah. That old phrase.
So yeah.
What were we? What the hell were we talking about when we
talk about the manufacture of cardboard boxes?
Oh, right.
And research and development team working on
cardboard. Right. Yeah. There's like so many cardboard boxes in my development, which I just have like the same 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I don't even know there's like different camos and they work better in different environments. I've just been using the same ones and haven't swapped them out for over 150 hours.
Yeah.
Just haven't done anything.
I just knock them off just because they're so cheap. They're like $50,000 to put together. I'm just like, shit, I'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, eventually I'm going to buy everything. That's like
they're the last thing you buy. But
is that the move? The cardboard boxes?
Yeah, I think so. They're just like, all right. Because the last thing I need is a 12th box.
What would be the last thing in a Metal Gear game in general, weapons, equipment, etc., that I just never used besides the cardboard box? Yeah, like I told you my mythology. Like I like to use the sneaking mechanics. That's really fun.
Yeah.
Don't not even necessarily fight or tranquilize people, not to kill them, but like just zero trace, not even be seen at all. Yeah. Right.
No items, no bullets if you can.
I'm just trying to think of something I haven't used or never really used. I guess eventually I use all of the equipment for boss fights. You have to use all your shit for boss fights, depending on what it is. I don't know. Can't think of anything.
You know what's been lately has been kind of useful that I've never looked at as useful in Metal Gear Solid? Magazines. Not the nudie magazines. The ones you throw.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot in the... I think you were able to get them in 2, right? Or no? Or is it 3 I'm thinking of?
There's one that as you spend ammo, you gain them.
Okay, maybe that's the Guns of the Patrons. Maybe.
I forget.
I've used it in. I kind of forget exactly what game before 5, but in 5 you get the the stand mag, the AR-15 30 round platform.
Yeah.
Which takes 5.56 or 2.23. I've thrown that so many times to make the guards go over here or look a certain way, And like I use them a lot. First of all, they're infinite, all right?
Yeah.
So what I do is like you throw it, they look away from where you are, but then you throw it a little bit beyond them and a little bit beyond them. They'll just keep going in that direction. You can like lead them.
That's true. You could run them around.
You don't have to waste
base.
anything. Yeah. You get him far enough from away from whatever you're doing. So that's pretty useful. I did that a lot. I am doing that a lot.
That's funny. I hadn't thought of that. I just do it once. I just get them to look the other way.
Usually just once or twice, just to either run away or knock them out or whatever you're doing. But you can lead them on this. I mean, I don't know if anyone's like actually tested this shit, but like I wonder how far you can. They just keep like robotically following the mag,
just walking across
5 feet, throw it. What? Huh? You know,
just lead them across the map, just all the other end.
Right.
That's so funny. There's somebody who's done it. There's somebody who's done everything in Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
And
everything we haven't even thought of to do, they have tried this. It's funny, I don't know, I forget what the company, but one of the main official strategy guys are like, whatever you could, we don't want to tell you everything you can do as far as figure some stuff out before you read this next section.
Yeah.
Whatever you think you could probably do in this game, try it because you can probably do it. It's that detailed. All kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Tricks with Fulton, tricks with trucks. You could put, I forget if you could do with dead bodies. There'd be no point. But you could put knocked out bodies inside trucks. And then Fulton the trucks save you on a couple Fultons.
That's fucking genius.
That's really great. Yeah. You can even put them in the Jeeps. You can put, I think you fit 3.
Yeah.
1 in the passenger.
Going back.
2 in the back. I forget if you can put one in your driver's seat. I don't know if you can because the game wants you to operate. So that's 3 people.
Hot damn.
And a Jeep. I do that all the time if the opportunity presents itself, right?
Yeah.
Or getting people out of getting hostages or prisoners, whatever. Yeah. Finding them, put them in the Jeep.
Yeah.
Out. You don't have to call the chopper. You don't have to do because a lot of times they're sick, and the Fulton I have now won't do it, or little kids.
Yeah.
Like what I have now, I have to do the chopper, or I put them in a Jeep, load a bunch of kids. It works.
That's brilliant.
Worked for me. Sure.
Dude, you know what? What do the kids when you find kid soldiers and you lift them? What do they do for the base?
I've only seen a couple cutscenes, and like Miller or Ocelot have just sort of talked about them real briefly. Where I'm at in the game, in the middle, whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any storyline or cutscenes, or I haven't seen them even at base, besides a cutscene. I don't know. That's a good question.
Because you got the animals you can lift out, and they sort of serve a purpose.
Yeah, there's a zoo on Mother Base, an actual zoo you could look at and check out and see. There's a couple tapes there. There's some plants that grow that you can harvest. I guess whatever. A couple. It's not even really. Yeah.
Like the
it's just like a couple. Yeah, it's just a couple. It's not really. So yeah, that serves a purpose. I think that's cool. I'm slowly building that up. Every time I see something tranked, or I use, what I use a lot, and I don't have to waste any kind of suppressor or bullets. I use the rocket arm.
Oh yeah.
You can get stunned. You can do this. It does different things. The rocket arm for me, how I play is the best option. You could take out, potentially 10 people with it if it's still going one direction.
Yeah, it never stops.
Yeah, and you can kind of move it. It's like the Nikita missile in PS1.
Yeah.
That's what it does. Right?
It is the goofiest looking weapon.
And it totally stuns them. It's great.
Shit.
I do that with animals too.
Yeah.
If there's two birds, whatever, like close by, or 2 zebras, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, they're both getting the rocket arm. I don't even have to waste my ammo.
Nice.
It's infinite. It just recharges real slowly over 30 seconds or whatever. A minute. So
I'm using the Ride SMG on like sheep, like hitting them in the head.
Oh, the stun, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just takes 1, right?
Yeah, as long as you hit them in the head. Sometimes
there you go.
Sometimes I'm so dumb. Sometimes I empty the whole clip into the body of a sheep.
It's kind of fun to use the thing because you're not going to kill it, and you can Fulton it right up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's full auto.
Sometimes you're hitting it and you're knocking it in and out of stun because it's auto, and you're just right, and you're watching stun go up and down.
Right. Yeah. I haven't used that. I haven't used it as much as the Trank, the actual handgun.
Yeah.
Because that'll last longer to tranquilizer. Stun doesn't last quite as long. I don't think I've ever seen. I've seen people wake up from stun in a mission or in a whatever side quest, whatever.
Yeah.
side op, whatever they call it. I've never seen anyone wake up from actually tranquilized,
they
like
have
sleeping.
A guard has to wake a guy up.
It seems to last a pretty damn long time. So someone has to find them. They'll kick them. Yo, you lazy son of a bitch. They don't think anything's wrong. They just think they're sleeping.
Yeah.
And they didn't even know they got shot. So there's no alert when they wake up. So it's not even a big deal.
Oh yeah, they're just like, oh, I'm a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah, and if you're nowhere in that area anymore, so what? No big deal. Whatever. Right.
How about that?
How about that? Looks like I just passed out for no reason. I got a really bad headache.
That shit's funny.
Yeah, man.
You know what I love is I love the hold-ups, the hold-up mechanics. In 2 and 5, I forget how I did in 3 and 4. I guess you did.
I use them. I don't use them terribly much, but they're useful. I use them. Yeah.
Get on the ground.
They might. Yeah. Well, there's different options. You can. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. In most of these, well, in maybe just 5 because it has this option.
Yeah.
When you get behind someone and like strangle them, right? Not to kill them, but just you have the option to kill them, to get information, to let them know where other people are, whatever. When you hold somebody up, do you have that option also?
When you hold somebody up,
you had like a L1 or.
You know what? You know what? You can't tell them to get on the ground. You gotta hold them up. If you have them gripped up. When you hold a guy up, right? So you have 3 options when you got him held up at gunpoint.
Yeah, it's
you ask him for info, you ask him for enemy locations, and then you can tell him to get on the ground.
I guess that's the best option.
I think, yeah.
Here's the question: how long? I don't even know because I don't use it that often. How long will they be held up for?
That's a great question.
It seems like it's like forever.
I think if you're outside of their vicinity, they'll notice. I think you gotta tell them. I usually tell them to get on the ground, and I fault them out.
Oh, there you go.
I'm like, get on the ground.
Right.
By the way, Fulton's the most ridiculous mechanic in any game ever.
It's really fun. It's just a fun ability mechanic to do in gameplay. Oh man, I'm just sending everything up, right? Machine guns, trucks, crates, all this shit.
I've taken whole bases away. Just here's all the guns.
I have taken whole bases,
mortars, trucks, containers full of ammo.
Right,
dudes. Just it's just an empty outpost. It's just wood and sandbags by the time I'm done.
Yep,
it's so funny.
Yeah, I was basically taking when I didn't have anybody. I was basically taking every single human being's body in the entire world. Yeah, you're coming with me, RoboCop style, right? Everybody was being folded just because I thought I needed to do that.
Yeah, it's like you single-handedly defeated the Soviet army.
Right.
You're just
right.
You just
that's interesting.
Everyone in Afghanistan is gone.
Yeah.
I love when you've really been shitting on a base, right? You know, when you break everything, right? The generator, whole 9. I love going back to that base. And they're so poor, like you just done everything. And then when you leave and come back, if you come back in a short period of time.
If it's short enough, everything's still busted up and nothing works and they can't call for help.
Yeah.
If you do all the stuff,
You just beat somebody up and then the guy's like, help, and he's like, you're on your own.
Yeah, and there's two ways that they communicate. One way is with each other at the base.
Yeah.
If you take out their radio, which is usually inside a building somewhere, they can't do that.
Yeah.
And if you take out, they'll call for help. Nothing will come. And if you take out the satellite looking things, up high on that platform, they can't communicate with other bases to come help.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah, so you have local and regional.
There's a mission early on. I forget what number or what it's called, where it's pretty basic. It's in the Middle East. It's early on. Yeah. All you do, your job is to take out. This is pretty cool, and I found this out by accident, just because I'm doing everything I can in between missions. I'm doing a lot. It's to take out the communications, the 3 satellites in this one little area.
Oh yeah.
So, I already just at random just happened to go through that area before I did this mission. All 3 were taken out already.
Oh.
You get on the helicopter like normal, initiate the mission, and before you even roll up. You're on the way there, and Miller calls you. Snake, this isn't like verbatim. He's like, Snake, you've already completed the mission. Something along these lines. He's like, shit. I can't believe it. You're incredible. You've already taken out all the communication tower. It looks like you can come back home.
You're a legend.
It was
so
weird.
Funny.
It was weird. I knew right there and then. I was like, oh, because I took him out already.
Yeah.
So you don't even get a rank. That unique situation, you get this. You don't get like an animal symbol. You just get a line because you didn't actually do anything.
That's wild.
So I just got this line there, but I do have an S rank for that, just because.
Yeah.
You know.
Ooh, I back and did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love those unique mechanics in the game. There's this one I saw where it's the mission where you're in Africa, and there's the interpreter, and he's going to interrogate the.
You keep following them, walking to different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a longer mission because you have to stay hidden the whole time and follow them.
It was long. I died 50 times. You know.
It was tough. Yeah.
But it was.
I know what the one you're talking about. Yeah.
But it was cool because the whole time you're looking for intel. You're looking for the guy. I forget what they were calling him. The ambassador. Or
Don't remember the name. Yeah. Well, you're following these two guys as they interrogate each prisoner.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And you're
bailing out prisoners as you go, and you can approach it so many different ways.
I try to save all of them if I can.
I think what I did was they drop off the first guy. I save him. They go to the second guy, I save him. They go to this place where the third guy's at. I save that guy, and then when they leave, I read the intel file, and it was still daytime. They interrogate him at night.
Yeah.
And before they get to the dude, I just dip over, take D-Horse down to the guy, take him out, and then I was like, wait, I don't have a guy that knows Afrikaans.
Right.
So I go, with the interpreter. It's okay.
D-Horse is useful for that, yeah.
D-Horse is great.
Yeah.
He's the only dude in my book.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? They all have... It depends on what situation you get into. I mean, if you're looking for prisoners or looking for hostage or whatever, D-Dog, no doubt. He just sniffs them out right away. If you don't have a Jeep or you don't have time to call one real quick and you need to get somewhere quick, just D-Horse. It's awesome.
Yeah.
If you get into a fight and it's getting kind of hairy, you really, really, really want, quiet with you.
Yeah.
You could equip her from the beginning, however your play style is, with Trank, or, with some, real powerful rifle.
Yeah.
Takes out everybody.
You know what?
It depends on the situation you get into. But yeah, D-Horse was, in the beginning, it's all I used.
You're right. D-Dog and the Jeep is probably the way to go. Just roll around your dog.
Overall, if I had to pick one, I think that's the one that I seem to... The game seems to be easier for me. Not that I want it necessarily easier, but that works out pretty good. That works out really, really good.
It's good for flavor purposes, too, because it really feels cool.
That's cool. You could pick who you want on you can customize your mission. There's a loadout screen where you can customize different loadouts.
Yeah.
Whatever that mission's gonna need, the gear it's gonna need.
I just feel like as a bro, I feel like what you want in life is it's you and your dog in a Jeep. Running around gunning shit down.
Running and gunning with a dog in a Jeep, yeah.
I didn't think I'd be talking about Metal Gear Solid 5 this much early on, but
I know. Well, there's so much stuff that
it's so cool, and it's fresh in our minds. This is the one we're playing now, but I love rolling up to outposts. Mm-hmm. I'll be on D-Horse, right? I got my Riot SMG, non-lethal. I'll drive up, and I'll shoot all 4 dudes before they can even do it.
Well, in your slow time mode, whatever that's called, I forget what it's called.
And I just capture the emblem because when you knock over a base, you get the emblem or whatever.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I've rolled up to posts and just and then I love the slow time because they look so stupid.
They're totally like helpless, like a baby, just can't do anything.
These men's faces are ridiculous. Just.
You know what? That reminded me of something. Not just taking everybody out where you are, but once you either stun, kill, Fulton, or hold up or sleep, there's a lot of options. Once you do one of those for everybody, all the troops at the base, it'll say something base captured.
Yeah, heroism.
It'll be Donna Bjork, the one who did those voice act. It'll be her saying. Base captured.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, you're right.
And it's just this feeling I feel like I really accomplished,
You know what?
This base is mine now for until everybody wakes up or whatever.
You know what? It just dawned on me. You can probably take a base down by telling all 4 dudes to get down on the ground.
If there's all at once?
Like, one at a time. But, like, let's say there's 3 or 4 dudes at an outpost.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a bigger... Okay.
If I can...
Like, just on the road somewhere, there's like maybe 3, 5 max.
If I can clandestinely get all of them one at a time to get down the ground...
Oh, base captured.
I think that base is captured.
Oh, no, that counts. Yeah, stun.
Okay.
Tranquilized, death.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, they're incapacitated. They're not doing it. Yeah.
I should tell them to get on the ground and then sit back and wait to see how long they get up.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Stun people get up relatively quick. It seems for me.
Oh, yeah.
Tranquilizer and holding people up, they just seem to last the whole mission.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it. I don't remember. I don't know if I've ever seen them get up. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't remember ever seeing them get up.
There's so much you can do in that game. It's ridiculous.
I guess we started talking about that game because of me. We were talking about the details in the weapons for the Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Right, and then I was like, well, the most amount of weapons I've ever seen.
Yeah.
At the time was Guns of the Patriots, no doubt. Yeah. And then MGS5 has even more.
Yeah.
But everything in the older games, to get back to it for a second, is all real stuff.
Yeah.
The Nikita, the
the missile.
Yeah, the Stinger.
Oh, the Stinger is okay.
It basically is like a
the remote control missile.
Oh, I don't think that's. I don't know.
It's weird because it's got propulsion and it goes
right,
and then it just slows down in midair and somehow doesn't drop.
Oh yeah, I think that's just like a Metal Gear. I was talking about the Stinger. That actually locks on to the heat signature of aircraft, and that was a game changer when that came out.
I think that's pretty neat.
The grenades, the M9,
pineapples and 5.56.
Right. Yeah, because they have these ridges and grooves that look like a pineapple on a grenade. Yeah, it's pretty neat. And 5.56s. He was talking about the FAMAS.
Yeah,
the French. That's what the French use.
3-shot rounds.
They love it. It's a bullpup. Yeah. Yep.
The French love that shit.
I think it's a French-made weapon. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and they use I think they use Stanag, which is I think it's like NATO's standard type mag that has to be made a certain way, certain specifications. Like basically, it's the AR-15 mag.
Huh.
Don't quote me on that. I think some of those models take that. Like there's a lot of weapon systems that take that mag.
NATO has its own mags though, huh? Like its own specs.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So it's like standardized. So okay, if you make this weapon system that takes this, there's a lot of mags in the world that will fit this weapon system. It works out. It's a logistical.
It's just interesting that NATO has its own. I know that.
5.56 is what NATO. Yeah. Just standard stuff that they all can use in their systems. Standard, the pressure of the round, the weight of the round, depending on the round, is always going to be standard. So you can use this and it's safe in your weapon.
That's beautiful.
It makes things logistically easy for different soldiers and nations that use that stuff.
Yeah.
So even in the first 2 games, as far as I know, like it's all real stuff, which is cool. He didn't. I mean, the Nikita. I don't know about that thing. But, he didn't really...
Otherwise, yeah.
He didn't really make anything too crazy earlier on that didn't really, exist. Everything in PS1, the Metal Gear Solid, that was all real. As far as chaff grenades are real.
Yeah.
They disrupt electronics and stuff.
Yeah, they throw little...
Really small... Yeah, and that's pretty neat. That's pretty smart, whoever thought of that. That's pretty neat.
That was pretty cool.
Obviously, stun grenades, flashbang. Yeah. They're all effective stuff,
It's weird that, to veer off the Call of Duty, it's always weird that there's a flashbang and then there's a stun grenade. They're really the same thing.
There's a difference.
In real life.
In the game.
Oh, yeah, in the game, it's...
I've played them a little bit. I'm not as familiar with those games.
In the game, flash affects vision, stun affects hearing and your woozy.
Oh, they separate them.
Yeah.
Because, military SWAT, they actually use something called flashbang.
Yeah.
It's just called a stun grenade.
Yeah.
So it produces this really... It's the most disorienting thing that gives gives police, gives military just that window to rush in.
Yeah,
it's really loud. It's super bright, totally disorienting. Like it's a real thing. It really works.
Yeah.
So that's weird. They separate that. That's strange.
Isn't that funny? Because I know they're the same thing in real life.
Like there's probably some tactical,
just game function. They're
okay.
They're like, all right, you want to blind them or do you want to?
I didn't know if there was a tactical real world. Reason for that I'm just ignorant to. I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, it would make sense because I feel like you wouldn't want to see or hear that you know, maybe a flashbang, if it just flashes, maybe that's cool because
you really want both, though, to
you know what, though? Because if you throw, let's say you throw a flashbang into a room and there's some dudes there, as long as they see it, they're blinded. They're disoriented. But you can still, like...
Not make any noise for the following couple rooms or something?
What I'm thinking is...
What do you got?
You throw the flashbang in there, right? But you don't have to cover your ears before it goes off, right? Because a stun grenade...
You just have to close your eyes.
Yeah. You have to shield your eyes.
Interesting, yeah.
Now they're fucked, and you have some limited advantage over them.
Yeah, for a few seconds, yeah.
That's the only reason I can see that working in real life. Huh. Where it's like, cool.
That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably some real world application for that I just don't know about.
Yeah. Apparently, stun grenades, like, what are they even called in real life? A flashbang?
They're just called flashbangs. Yeah.
Apparently, they're so illegal to possess in real life.
That's kind of weird. People can have you know, really high powerful weapons and stuff. They can't have People can have. People can own fireworks.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a state that allows the fireworks that go up with report, go up, and explode.
Yeah.
They're more powerful than flashbangs by far, and can hurt more by far. They're really loud, and let me tell you, they're really, really bright.
Yeah.
That if we had a mortar, a rocket, or a shell, like any of that shit that you just buy from any of the big distributors here in the area, you will be disoriented for a little while. Huh. So why it doesn't make any sense why you can, just because military SWAT owns it, you know what I mean? There's something else that does that even to more of an effect.
Oh, it's just they don't want you to have the proprietary.
I think it's
technology.
That, right? See, I don't know. Maybe they don't want you to have that, or maybe they just don't want you to have the thing because they use it. Because there could be some other second or third contractor that makes them but doesn't sell them to military police. Maybe they're allowed to sell it, right? I'm just kind of how would that go? I don't know. I'm
thinking all this newer technology, just as a matter of CYA, just covering your ass. They can just say, "Cool, it's new. We're just gonna make laws against it. We're just gonna shut it down right now." My neighbor really wants to fucking.
Oh right.
I don't think it's that bad.
He's like, you know what?
He's like
Shawn and Manus or Podden.
It's time to. Yeah, he's
time
like
to get out the bones.
He's our first. Yeah, exactly. He's our first boss we got to defeat.
First troll.
Yeah,
boss troll.
He's the ocelot. Wow. He's of our podcast.
Wow, okay, interesting. Yeah, there'll be like a weird boss fight every time.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. What did Ocelot say, and what would this dude say? He'd be like, "I love to saw wood during a podcast."
Right. 600 rotations a minute.
Yeah,
more than enough to cut anything that moves.
More than enough to cut through their conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we can always through the window. We can always blast them with the airsoft gun.
That's true. I could dive out in the car.
Perfectly legal. We can dive out.
Just slide down the wall.
Slide down from your roof in some
yeah.
makeshift, super thick cardboard box.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Here's why I know that stun grenades are that illegal. Because I tried to buy them before, and I looked into it. And, they were like, it's illegal.
If you really looked into it and you couldn't get it? Yeah. I mean, it might be good like state by state, though.
I Googled around, yeah. And here's the solution is you make your own. But they're extremely dangerous.
Yeah, probably.
Like, to make your own fucking things.
Yeah, I bet. Especially if you don't really know what you're doing. Jesus.
I'm this dude that, like,
what would you just want it for fun?
Just on the, just on the 1 in a million chance I'm, like, at the office.
Hey,
and like,
you never know.
And, like, a Russian gunship.
A Hind D.
A Hind D flies over the building. And you know how dudes have these wild fantasies about, like, saving the day?
Sure. I think everybody has it periodically.
You're in
what kind of gear am I going to need for this potential saving?
You're in Wawa and like 15 ninjas invade, and then you're like, no, stand for it.
That's good, dude. Or at Walmart, whatever.
You walk out of a Rocky movie and you're like, I'm ready to fuck somebody up.
I just saw Rocky 3. I'm invincible now.
Yeah.
It's over now.
Any kung fu movie hero, you're just like, oh, I'm that guy now. You ever walk out of a movie like, I'm him?
Oh, yeah. Especially that happens when you're younger, too. Like,
yeah.
When you're a kid.
Yeah.
Man, you really think that for a second, like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can fight crime now.
I
got it.
I
saw what they did.
You watch Drive, and you're like,
right.
Dude, I'm all over that.
Right.
I need a white jacket.
Right. Just give me the keys.
Yeah.
Mom, I'll drive us home now. I got this.
Yeah. And that's why I know about Stuntman. Mom.
Interesting.
I'll save the day, Mom.
Save the day. Ah, so you looked it up. That's interesting. I don't know the laws behind that. You know, it's funny. That's so stupid.
I also learned how to disarm bombs.
Disarm bombs? What type of bombs? Shit.
Okay, so pipe bombs are easy, right?
Right, okay.
So you have a pipe bomb. It's based on the idea of it needs to be sealed. Like, it needs to be fully...
Like a PVC or like a metal?
No, you want a metal one.
You want a metal one.
I guess PVC can fuck people up. But metal, I guess, is better.
Okay.
The idea is, if you're making a pipe bomb, this is great information to put on the internet, man.
Well, yeah, this is probably a really good idea right now. So let's continue the good ideas.
You know what? What I'll do is I'll show both sides of it. I'll show you both edges of the sword.
Right.
I'll tell you. I'll put the choice in the listener's hands.
People like options. Dude. Yeah. People like options. Ain't it the truth?
You might have noticed, but Manus, you know Fat Man well.
Oh, Jesus.
No, but look, so the pipe bomb, it's a pipe, and you seal both ends. Let's say an actual pipe.
Uh-huh.
You seal both ends of it,
gotcha.
Real tight. But inside there's explosive material, and you set that off however you want to, right?
Right. Fuse or...
Yeah, some kind of... Yeah, it's already set to go, right? Now, to disarm a pipe bomb, the best thing you can do is hopefully you have some sort of... like cutting tool on hand, right? Like something like a...
kind of like that.
Like a buzzsaw.
Like a buzzsaw, yeah.
What you want to do is if you can get as much of the pipe bomb open as you can, the explosion just happens. It just blows shit out. But the pipe itself never bursts into shrapnel.
I see.
So the explosion happens. So
you'll still release all the energy from the explosive, but there won't be like 1,000 pieces, like little bullets flying into the air. Okay.
So... it's just the concussive, and it's a lot less dangerous. So you want to just like that. So that's how you dismantle a pipe.
That would be right. That would be the ultimate. So it's not harmful to anybody anymore ever.
Yeah.
Right. You know, but like I mean, temporarily, wouldn't you be able to take out whatever the ignition system is? Like, let's say it's a cannon fuse that you can buy anywhere. Yeah. Like if you could just remove that.
Yeah, if there's a fuse attached, if there's a fuse exposed on the
temporarily
outside,
until you get it totally, disarmed.
You could theoretically, you could snip that, throw it in the corner somewhere.
I guess so, right? Temporarily.
That's the move, yeah. Now here's the thing: if you want to actually dismantle a bomb with wires, something that's already like it's a timer and it's set and there's all this shit,
right?
Or if it's like a remote detonation thing, the best thing to do is Google it.
You know what? You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to mention, some of the stuff you could really find out about this, about nuclear stuff, just for educational purposes. But you're really learning about it. I was just going to ask you what type of, maybe this is not for this podcast.
Sure,
format.
This is, dude. Let me tell you, and this is. For the
I know it's a Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Solid encompasses the entire world and
right,
universe.
It's got a lot. I know.
So whatever you mention, we can trace that back to Metal Gear Solid. Everything's a Metal Gear Solid.
Well, I was going to say, what type of material is used in like a pipe bomb that like kind of anyone can kind of just make, like makeshift, like stuff you get at like Acme or Walmart? Like, what's the material in it? Like
it can anything that can explode.
Anything that kind of can not just combust, but really just explode. And you put it under pressure, and it's even more so kind of thing, right? Black
powder, gunpowder, nitroglycerin. I'm told that's a bit. I love that. This is becoming the anarchist cookbook podcast. But like, you know what I mean. But like, I think this is all publicly available. There's nothing we do about it. But like, there's nitroglycerin.
Yeah, it's all on
farming materials, just fertilizer. There's shit that you know what I mean.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think I remember reading about a couple of those things. Right. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, in Metal Gear, there's not just guns, but man, you could use C4.
Yeah.
In Snake Eater, I don't think C4 existed.
C3.
Or did it?
C3.
C3.
The explosive of the future.
The explosion of the future. Right, yeah, until 4 came around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's Semtex. I think it's very, very similar. It's like a plastic type.
Yeah.
Don't know the difference.
Yeah.
That was in Sons of Liberty.
Yeah.
Semtex. Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean,
And
you have
Fat Man with
access
the
to a
bombs.
lot of that stuff, and Hideo was pretty smart with it. You can use it in a lot of different ways. I was talking to you earlier. In the first one with C4, besides blowing up enemies and walls, you can put it on the back of somebody, like in the bathroom at the urinal. Just sneak up, do the solid snake thing, and place it on his back, and you can detonate it whenever you want.
That's what we call a hostile work environment.
That's a pretty hostile work environment. That's something you want to watch out for.
That is very cool, though. If you can sneak up on a dude and put a C4 on him.
Just that kind of detail.
It's
right?
hilarious, yeah.
I appreciate that a lot. Yeah. It's fun.
Because you know what's cool is Metal Gear Solid is a serious game with a serious story.
Oh, yeah. He cares about the subject matter. I can tell he does.
But the gameplay is super goofy. C4, the cardboard boxes.
Oh, those cardboard boxes.
You know.
Some of those codec conversations are like, I'm on a mission to potentially save the whole planet. And, like, they're talking about, I don't know, everything and everything. Movies. They're talking about, just random stuff like, I don't have time for this, man.
Because you talk to Nastasha Romanenko.
Oh, her.
And it's like, you talk to...
Great character. I really liked her.
Yeah, you talk to... And she's, like, hot, right? Like, she's, like... I love... My doctor kind of looks like her. Like, she's, like, this short blonde lady with a little mole on her face.
Get out. Wow.
I would fucking drop... I drop trout for my doc any day of the week.
Get
You know what I mean?
out.
She says, hey, remove your pants. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What else? What's next? No, but like... But, like, she's also cool. Like, she's so stereotypical, too. She's got the cigarette hanging out of her mouth the whole time. She's like...
Right. She's got that deep, deep accent. Nastasha, yeah.
She's like, Schnick, I will now tell you about Chernobyl.
That's not bad. Yeah. It's real deep. It's real broken.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's funny that there's a whole, like, this is how this works with a lot of missions, right? Yeah. There's a whole team backing you up. Intel.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
For this, for that.
Yeah.
Medical, whatever. Right? Whatever the case.
And they'll just tell you anything, too. Like, if you talk to them long enough, they'll just be like...
It seems the content was almost infinite. Especially at the age I was playing this game, which is like...
Yeah.
Never played a game like this before with this kind of content and this kind of detail, right?
Yeah.
So you can call her up. You have a chaff grenade in your hand.
Yeah.
Or I don't think you even have to use it. You just have to have it equipped.
Yeah.
And if she's never talked about it before, and there's nothing else like pressing gameplay wise, she'll talk about it. She'll give you a quick like history of it. Yep. You equip a certain gun, give you the quick history of it. That was really cool. It taught people about like just it was educational, right?
You learned
not just for Snake, but like translating for the player, right?
Yeah,
it was cool.
You wouldn't think it, but every character had about 20 minutes of codec conversations, just off,
if not more.
I mean, but
not even gameplay, just off the
like outside of the story shit.
Yeah, right.
The ones you could just call them.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
I felt each one had at least an hour in them, right?
Maybe it was a lot.
I've looked them up. Like Master Miller has 16 minutes. I think Nastasha has like 23 minutes.
Yeah, because he's only Master Miller for.
Yeah.
He's only Master Miller for a certain amount of time, and then Master Miller's done.
All of a sudden, he's a.
So I mean, if I go on Wiki or YouTube, like all codec, 100% codec, like how long is that video?
Oh yeah, all the codecs ever. Yeah.
This is just for her.
That's just her 26 minutes. Miller is I think 16. I just looked at.
Man, okay, let me tell you something. These voice actors back then, they're not used to this shit.
Oh yeah,
not at all. They're used to like having like back then for like video games and cartoons. They're used to like one-liners.
Yeah,
making weird sounds, going up and down steps, or falling, or
Yeah,
what?
They're entering the territory of like full-fledged voice actors.
They're like, I have a 26-minute conversation in this video game. Are you serious?
They have things in common with like Family Guy actors. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like let's do a whole episode. Let's do a whole thing.
Interesting. Wow.
I mean, it's not that much week over week. It's just one big thing. But yeah, for me, that every person, you got to pay those guys a day rate.
Yeah.
They come in, if not multiple. Well, yeah,
probably. It's a big script for that game for its time.
There's weeks because you have the story, which is pretty deep and long.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you have to do all these other takes. You got to make sure you get it right. Yeah, there's a lot.
I think there's more content in the codex than actual codec story, right? And then the extra stuff is even more. I think
There's a good chance, yeah.
or at least it's half.
Yeah.
I mean, really, at least
It's got to be close. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, a while ago we were talking about the Twin Snakes.
Yeah.
And how they changed around the accents and they re-recorded it.
Yeah, I thought that was goofy. I guess because it was a new game. There might have been some legal.
I found out what it was. They, you know what's funny though, by the way? I love like knowing a thing, and you're like, I think it's this at the third, the fourth, and you're like, yeah, it's actually. I looked up, it's the fifth.
What the hell is it? What the hell is the reason for it?
They believed that the quality of the recordings weren't good enough.
I didn't like it compared to the original. The original had so much more authenticity in it. Everyone seemed like they cared about what they were doing more. It was weird.
It's the feeling of, you know how like, you know, old records, old big 22s or whatever, right? You know how it's got an organic feel to it,
sure.
And like an MP3 has like this. It's perfect. There's no mistakes.
Right.
That's what it is.
Interesting.
Because they recorded that sound on some equipment that was later considered to be, hey, we need...
Maybe a little obsolete-ish.
They made it like, nah, we need a better room, we need better sound equipment.
So their problem was quality.
It wasn't 100% perfect, crystal clear.
It didn't have to be.
And that's a big argument, too, because people that love music, people love records. They love the breathing, organic...
Do you know what I find?
Living feel.
It's funny you say that. I don't forget if it was you I was talking about this
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago or a couple weeks ago, whatever.
Yeah.
It seems that a lot of people will prefer, just like a digital recording somewhere on an MP3 or whatever, a lot of people will prefer CDs.
Yeah.
I mean, people have been listening to it for like the last 20, 30 years, will prefer it, they'll hear it, and they're like, I swear to God, it sounds better. And then there's the same, if you even go back on that, there are people that swear to whatever, that vinyl sounds better than actual CDs.
People have used words about
more
vinyl.
Organic, and they're used to it, I think, is what it is.
Like the music breathes, and it's, you know, they love the scratch of the fucking. They're so like
even something that's running really good and good quality and everything, like it just sounds better to a lot of folks. Maybe some people can't hear it. It's just not.
Yeah.
You know, can't hear the difference.
I argued with a buddy of mine. He said the same thing. CDs sound better. Like, fuck.
Compared to.
Yeah.
All the new,
compared to MP3s.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, no way. And he's like, dude, CDs...
I don't know if they do or they don't. I don't know.
He said CDs sound better. And he said, matter of fact, if we're going to talk about digital shit, look into high-quality digital files. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, for every album you have, it's like, oh, it's got a set of MP3s. Mm-hmm. For great albums, they do a high-quality, like an ultra-high bitrate recording of it.
Okay.
And we're talking about...
Does it take up more space, though?
Takes up more space.
So
CD will cost you maybe $10-$20 these days, right? Or a set of MP3s. Mm-hmm. These I've seen them $35-$50 for the entire album. He's like, dude, you want the high quality files? Yeah, and I'm like, I didn't know that. I'm like, dude,
that's interesting.
So there's all these old.
I wonder how many people do that. Probably a lot, I guess. That transfer just to get the best. You know, well, I mean, look. Yeah. You want the best quality of everything that is important to you, right? Whether it's audio, when I'm watching a movie, I want it to be, you know, if I'm not doing it, it's, everything I watch is streaming now. But if I am putting in an old movie that I have, like not even older one, but Blu-ray compared to DVD, an actual DVD compared to Blu-ray, I'll never watch Blu-ray because I seen the comparison. It's a big jump. I want the best quality I can get. If I'm going to put in a physical copy of something.
I gotcha.
Sure, why not? So, same thing, with my music, maybe I can, or any kind of audio file, whatever it is, maybe I can tell the difference, maybe I can't. I'd have to, compare them, though.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear the difference.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I must be tone deaf, because I can't tell the difference.
Maybe you can go on YouTube and just say, a comparison video. I bet you could. But then... Yeah. Depending on maybe what kind of speakers you have and everything,
going through.
You'd have to hear it in real time with the actual tech probably.
It's wild though, right? Isn't that everything? You think you know a decent amount about a thing, and then they're like,
everybody does, and then they realize if they're smart enough, they realize, I don't know anything about this.
And then you realize, and then you find out there's a whole team of scientists working on Just
That
things,
is the truth.
just
man.
things, people dedicate entire lives and careers to making something like 1% better, like in quality.
Right. Oh yeah. Not even a lot, but it takes that. It's like this exponential. It takes that much more to make it even just a little bit better.
It's a diminishing returns.
Yeah.
It's
right. Absolutely.
It's like we perfect. Look, with 4 kilobytes of RAM, they were able to do the math to put people on the moon, right?
Right.
And now you have 128 gigabytes of RAM, and
look at our cell phones. The amount of computing power they have compared to what NASA had in the 60s. It's staggering.
There's still games and apps that won't run with that much. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a waste. It's like, Chrome takes up half of your fucking RAM.
Right.
Like,
it's not really big of a jump. It's
It's because also look at video quality. Once we got to the PS3, like that level of, you know what I mean, the frame rate and all that
seemed
shit.
to be a pretty big jump compared to PS2 for me.
Massive jump from PS2.
Yeah.
Infinitely massive jump from 1 and N64, which was a huge jump from Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
PS3 to PS4, there's games that look virtually the same that are on both systems. And you take 4 to 5, and you're like, okay, it technically looks great. It's a thing. It's the uncanny valley or whatever. I think I'm using that term improperly, but
right.
But yeah, it's just, hey man, if there's a million, polygons on this figure running through the screen, and now you've upped that count to like 4 million polygons, the human eye just can't see them all. It doesn't matter at this point.
Right. That's interesting. That there's a point in tech where it's absolutely negligible, and there's no point in moving forward with the current.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be able to process the difference.
Yeah.
If your brain is not going to be able to process that input and have a distinguishable difference where it's absolutely negligible.
Yeah.
What are we doing spending money? What are we trying to improve? Improve it in lots of different ways that have an effect on you, on the world, on your environment, etc. Right.
It's just so many people would be out of a job if they couldn't, make 8K video HD 1% faster, better looking.
This reminds me of something. I used to study how the Japanese and different Asian and European cultures made their blades. Not just swords, but blades, metallurgy in general.
That's actually a great comparison.
Yeah, right. So there's this thing, and for a second you don't get it. You think you think when you're folding steel, they just did it to get out, and it wasn't anything supernatural or anything. They just did it to get out impurities, and they would add carbon in there and whatever carbon they started out with their tamahagani, from their iron ore or whatever. Yeah. As you're folding it, you think in movies and fiction you're like, oh, it's folded 50 times. There's no blade folded anywhere near that.
Yeah.
There's a point where if you fold it a certain amount of times, literally the actual folds themselves will be the size of atoms. And so then you have this mesh of material that doesn't have any properties that's necessarily better than just folding it maybe 7 times. Yeah, like there's a max to that. So by doing it, I forget it's a big exponential growth, right? Yeah. So where was I trying to go with that? Shit.
Is it by?
It's not worth it after a certain amount of folds. It's not worth to do it.
Is it actually detrimental at some point, or is it technically better? It's just stupid.
It might change the properties where it weakens it.
Let's say I fold a sword 10,000 times, like
it would be in it would be quadrillions. It would be in the Google amount of the amount of zero. If you fold it let's say you fold a piece of paper. Yeah. Just to make it simple. If you fold it 10,000 times, I think that number of folds, because there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 32.
Oh, it goes up quadrilaterally. I got you.
Correct. So 10,000 times, I don't think there's not an amount of zeros compared to the amount of atoms in the galaxy. It would be really that high.
I'm just holding a big box cutter.
Yeah. So with what you just said with there's a point where your brain can't recognize it. It can't really be any better, even though we can make. There's a point where there's a certain amount of folds where it's just kind of useless. It doesn't really help the material to have the properties that you want it to have.
You're just being a prissy little bitch at that point.
You're being a prissy little bitch. Absolutely. It's not. It's like it could be a selling point. Oh, this is folded 20 times. First of all, that's a lot of work, and that's not really how they made their sword. That's not really. That's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna help.
And the problem is too. I think like the guy that waits around and gets his sword folded 1,000 times.
Yeah, which is like, you know how much work that is. You know how long it's gonna take to heat.
Yeah.
And fold and heat it 1,000 times. Like
I feel like say a swordsmith does it for 2-3 months, right?
That guy do it for the right price, I guess. Someone out there might just to give the customer what they want. Hey, this is an official 1,000-fold blade, whatever.
I feel like that guy just goes out and gets his fucking head cut off by some dude that has his shit folded 6 times.
Right.
And he's like, fucking,
or just buys a decent, high carbon,
yeah.
Anywhere from like 1060 to 1095, anywhere within there is pretty good.
Yeah.
For like, $200 to $400.
Yeah.
Is going to have a more durable blade, I bet you, because it's mono. It's mono steel. It's there's no impurities in it. It has that exact amount of carbon.
Yeah.
I just think that's better.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper.
Sometimes,
if you want aesthetics and if you want that traditional feel, look, the hamon and the separation of the low carbon and the high carbon, then you get your differentially hardened and folded type steels.
Nice.
You're gonna spend thousands and thousands of dollars for it.
Yeah, sometimes the quality just ain't worth it. I
told you I tried to get one commissioned. I wasn't. Yeah. Well, he worked in Japan. This guy. He was an apprentice for a long time. Now he works in the States. Does knives, does blades. He's one of these guys who does the side. He does everything about it. The handle, the scabbard, everything.
Soup and nuts.
Yeah, I wanted to commission him for one. I just said just kind of a basic model. I just sort of ran down sort of what I was thinking of, and he shot me a price of like $6,000.
Yeah.
That was more at the time than I wanted to do. I was like, thank you. I had to turn him down. I just didn't know it was going to be that much.
Oh yeah.
For it. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
I did try though. To have a commission. I was like,
That is funny. That doesn't.
Maybe I'll hold up.
Yeah. Let me knock this.
Oh boy.
I gotta pay off the fucking Subaru. I go back there.
Right.
Yeah. Probably want to get a fucking
right.
Like swords, dude. A sword at that level, anything at that level is like grounds for divorce.
Right. That is an inappropriate.
Yeah.
Buy for.
There's just, dude. I mean, we could take an aside to just say like there is shit that dudes buy that gets them landed in like divorce court.
Oh, no doubt.
Whiskey, certain big brands, swords. I don't know. I guess there's dudes with like guns, tools, outdoorsmen, that kind of crazy shit.
I can see it now. Honey, can you come here, please? We need to talk.
Yeah.
On your visa here, why are there 7 blue labels?
Yeah.
On this account, they're like
triple blue label.
Triple blue.
It's triple blue.
Yeah.
Here.
I mean that's the most, right, for that it's like JW label.
It's like, honey, all we have to do is refinance the mortgage. Fine, we got it.
Listen,
we'll take half the equity out of the house.
Listen, I'll just take my cousin such and such. We'll go to the casino. We'll take care of this in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so funny.
Jesus.
That's
dangerous. Fuck.
I read it, but I actually heard someone else talk about it.
What's that?
It's a Reddit post about a guy. It's a chick, and she's dating a dude, and he's digging a tunnel. And she's like, "What should I do?" Because he's digging this tunnel. It's all his free time. He goes to work. He comes back.
He's a prepper.
It seems like that.
Okay.
He's not quite at that stage yet, though. He's digging a tunnel. He's putting up massive joists to like keep it stable.
It's a smart idea. Yeah.
And so he used to hang out with friends and chill and do shit. You know what I mean? And now the tunnel's taking up all his time.
What was it for?
He hasn't said yet. He's just.
Oh, okay. It's not.
It's like if you build it, they will come kind of thing. And he's just digging this.
Good, great movie.
He's digging. I never seen it.
Oh, it's a dynamite movie.
With Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Yeah, really, really good. Yeah,
check it out.
Yeah. So she finds out about this.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's not doing anything else crazy. Like, it's fine. But it's like, dude, all you do is dig that fucking hole. And he's just like, dude, I love it. I'm into it. And he's just digging a tunnel.
It just at first glance, it seems... Yeah, I said it could be a prepper thing, but it sort of seems like a suspect kind of thing. Like, what are you going to hide down there? Where are you trying to go? In general, people have a negative notation, to it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's just. Some people just kind of will randomly do stuff that's out of character, out of their work scope, out of their norm, just to challenge themselves, just to do it, and it's cool for them. People just assume it's like something's wrong. Maybe not. Maybe he's just like, this is really a stress reliever. I'm just gonna dig and dig until I get to friggin'.
I think that's what it is.
Where
he's loving real.
And I'm gonna dig until it gets too hot, because eventually we can only dig so far until it just gets too hot for human beings to work.
It's that, and I think, does that happen
that's the problem.
At like the crust level? Oh,
it happens pretty soon. Well, compared to the whole Earth, compared to how thin the crust is,
Yeah.
Apparently, that's our limitation. The heat gets wild.
That's crazy. Yeah, you're
everything's molten in the center, and that heat.
You're nearing the Earth's core. There's no ventilation necessarily.
Right.
I did start playing Minecraft a few years ago, so I sort of see what this guy sees in it. It's kind of fun to just dig.
I guess I get it. I haven't really done anything like that, but I in a weird way, I guess I can understand it.
Right? You just dig. You just explore. I think he's found a meaning in life for himself.
He's not just exploring the earth and the dirt. He's exploring something in himself.
He's unearthing.
Really, I mean, I think that's probably psychologically what's probably going on with him. Right?
He's unearthing the richness of his soul.
Interesting.
I think it's hilarious.
Huh? I never heard that story. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, I can imagine the.
It's new.
I can imagine his girlfriend. What the hell are you doing?
And she's conflicted. She's like, should I fucking...
That'd probably be a red light for some people.
Should I dump him? Should I... She seems okay with it. She's like, dude, he's really happy. So I don't think I should confront him about this.
Well, I guess, I don't want to say this is like a problem I have with this, but like, in general, like, it doesn't matter what people do, per se.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it does. But I mean, what I mean is it doesn't matter, like, the reasons for this or what you believe in or this or that. The real important question is the why. Why do you believe this? That's the most important. Yeah. Why are you doing this? If she just asked him and she gave him a legitimate why that at least made sense to her at the time, there'd be no... She didn't have to get like scared immediately or feel a certain way. Why are you doing it? What's the purpose is the most important.
Yeah, I don't think he knows.
He might not know.
I think he's discovering it as he goes.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Isn't that wild?
Dynamic. Yeah, maybe he doesn't know. Legitimately.
Just this interesting fucking dude just digging a tunnel. I don't know how he got here from...
I was just thinking that
three
too.
topics
at the exact same time. Yeah, well, Metal Gear weapons and tunnels. It's just the way to go.
We're digging our own tunnel.
Yeah.
And we're starting at Metal Gear. and it's taking us to strange places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Snake does the old ventilation shaft thing all the time.
It's true.
We, like you said, we could tie back just about everything to this game because it's so complex.
Yeah.
And there's so many venues in this story and the world that he made.
Yeah.
So
it's so big.
Well,
I love how it starts. All right, Metal Gear Solid 1.
Oh man, love the music in the start.
It's a track. It's called "The Best Is Yet to Come."
The Best Is Yet to Come. Yeah, it's sung in Gaelic.
Oh yeah,
it's actually sung in Gaelic. It's a beautiful. It's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite song in like all of history. One of them. It's really really high on one of my favorite songs ever. It's a beautiful song.
It's just.
And then I learned the lyrics later on. Years later on, I Googled it. Really interesting lyrics to it.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other layer.
Basically, that song ties into what Dr. Naomi was telling Snake at the end. Whether you're walking with Emmerich or Meryl. Well, Meryl's the canon one to walk with. She's saying basically it doesn't matter what your genes are.
Yeah.
Just be happy. Just live life to the fullest. Don't worry about genes only kind of express potential strengths, potential weaknesses, potential destinies, kind of thing.
Yeah.
This song was like the lyrics in it sort of kind of matched up to that conversation. Well, it wasn't a conversation. It was what Naomi told Snake at some point. I'm not sure whenever she talked to him about it. Whenever this was, it kind of matched up. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like for the whole game for Snake.
When I had the homies over last night, I showed them. I just showed them the end credits to Metal Gear Solid.
Some powerful end credits, man. Really.
They're big on film, and like, so my one buddy, he's big on film, not big on anime or gaming though.
Okay.
And he was like, "Wow, this is like a movie." And I'm like, "Yeah," because you remember just the credits go right, and then they intersperse these shots.
They show you live footage from Alaska.
Yeah.
Caribou.
Yep.
Nature, woods.
Big fucking moose.
It's really, really, really cool. I thought that was such a pro move. That was really great.
Yeah.
And the best is yet to come is being played during this whole thing, right?
Yeah. And it's just that voice. It's just like a fucking siren song. It's just tugging at your heartstrings the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, he, as far as I know, I don't know like his whole history, but I did read that he initially went to school for film.
Yeah.
To be a filmmaker with film.
He was interested in film. He went to university for economics.
Oh, I thought he actually went to school for. Or okay, he was interested in doing that, being an actual
like
director, filmmaker.
Yeah, he was interested in film. Ended up just going to school.
Economics, huh?
Just not something specifically for him though. Isn't that weird?
You know what? It happens just infinitely all the time.
Yeah.
That occurrence is just endless for folks. Go to school for something. Maybe your family's pushing you into it, or you thought maybe I could do good in this, I could make money with this, but like I don't want to wake up and do this every day at all. I don't have any passion for this.
It's wild.
So that he has that his games seem like Hollywood movies.
They are.
They're Hollywood movies. They're even beyond some of them.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah.
Because you play Metal Gear Solid 1, right? And you're like, okay, this is cool. It's got a story. It's got a thing to it. I've never seen anything like this in a movie theater. Movies are brief.
Right. I mean, this game's like the amount of detail that's in this game is obviously just for time wise is beyond any movie.
You just hang around.
Just for time.
There's no movie that's 10 or 20 hours. You just hang around with Hideo. What is his first name or last name?
I think. Okay. I think it's pronounced Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, but which is his surname? Because Japanese, they flip it around. You know,
I always thought Hideo.
I believe Hideo was his first name. We call him Kojima, so his name's got to be Hideo.
Yeah, they flip it. I guess I may have been doing it wrong all these years. I thought his first name was Hideo.
I think it is Hideo.
And last name Kojima.
His father was a traveling salesman.
Okay.
And he named him Hideo because of all the doctors he ever met, the most common name was Hideo.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he just
that's a pretty common name over there.
And he just thought that is it?
I think so. A lot of people name Hideo over there.
Wow. Never heard it. But yeah, like that was the thing. He was like, all the doctors have this name. I'm gonna give him this name.
There you go.
Japanese people are funny like that. I know a dude. His parents named him his name because it's a portmanteau of both of their names, and someone else suggested it. They said, "Hey, what should we name our kid?" They said, "Well, your name's this, and your name's this."
Oh, I've heard of this.
So let's mash half of them together, both, and then now it's him.
Huh?
That's funny.
Get out. I've heard of this though. That's interesting.
That's how they do it.
Like if parents can't agree on like a name or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think it was a Buddhist thing they did.
Okay.
We're Buddhists. Let's ask somebody else. That's actually a weird that we're so far off of MGS. That's actually a business that some white girl, I think she lives in the UK, and she has a business of naming Chinese babies.
Her job is to name specifically people from China?
I think it's mainly Chinese.
Or can anybody hire her?
I think anybody can hire her, but she mainly gets...
That's where she operates from. That's where she... Okay, does business.
I think that's just... Those are the only people that do that. You know,
I'm a little unclear about something. Why is this a job for somebody?
You know,
I don't get it.
She just set up a website and people just pay her.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
The parents can't name their kids? I don't get it. What's the business model here? I mean, I guess the business model, but...
It's got to be something Asian people do. They just...
Pay someone to name your kid?
Yeah.
Is this like some weird conflict where they can't... Like, okay, maybe the mom's family, it's really important to them.
I think
it's tradition. They got to be named the first name of whoever, and maybe the guy's family's like that too. So they have a third party to just second part is just to pay somebody to do it? I don't know.
I think it's got to be an Asian tradition.
Gotta be.
Because I think what they do
That's
is...
what I'm thinking along the line, some sort of traditional thing that's a problem.
Because like in America, right? People fight over the names of their kids, right?
It is sort of a big deal. I mean, kind of, you know.
I mean, nowadays, especially people our age, right? Mm-hmm. People get in fights because their wife won't, a dude won't, his wife won't let him name the kid Goku. Like, there's a lot of that, right?
Uh-huh.
I think it's just the reverse over there. They're like, hey, you know what I mean? In a lot of ways, Asians and like Easterners and Westerners mirror each other in that they're the reverse kind of people, right?
Right.
So I think Asians, they have no ego about the name, and they're like,
okay,
let's seek some outside guidance. Maybe it will bring good auspices if someone else does it.
Right. Being good for us, good for tradition, maybe being good luck for the future. They believe in that sort of thing. Well, interesting.
Chinese people, they're big in casinos, right? So when we go to casinos and play blackjack and shit, right? We all sit down, play our own hand. A lot of times Chinese people at a blackjack table or whatever, craps, they have one guy do all of it. And everybody pulls their money and bets on the guy.
Is that the move?
That's a lot.
So that must be it. Just what is that? What they do in China a lot?
It's a lot of. They do it in casinos here.
But I mean, is that from their culture, or is this something that's new? That they're I don't know. Right?
That's a good one.
I don't know.
There's a lot of cats in Chinatown. The weekend will hit. They'll take the Chinatown bus to AC. And there are Asian pits in casinos. Like, specifically, like, okay, this is where the Asians hang.
Right. Oh, sure. Yeah, you're always going to see a higher amount of them somewhere and vice versa.
It's, like, kind of geared towards them. Like, all right, we know you guys like to hang.
Sure.
They'll have one dude. He's the guy, right? And then another 10, 20 dudes are around him. If he bets 10, everybody else bets 10. And they all
whatever he feels comfortable with, they'll do the same. They'll match it.
Yeah, they'll say, all right, they agree, like, all right, here's the stakes. And if he fucks up, let's say he loses a hand, they get him out. They're like, get up, you're out. Sit another guy down, and they just.
If he just loses once,
pretty much, yeah. Like if he's on a streak and he loses one, maybe it's cool.
Yeah, right. I mean,
but it becomes like a mob rule thing. If they're like, get him out, like it just becomes like if he's really shit in the bed like that,
right?
And they just keep trading dudes until they find the lucky guy. They're like, who's got the luck this week?
I never really heard of that.
Isn't crazy?
Oh, wow, that's. Yeah, I was going to say that's weird, but I guess not. I mean, maybe it works.
Yeah, that's just their thing. They're just the opposite of us. We all want to control our own one little individual.
We want to control like our own individual destinies. We don't want to have anyone like. Right? No, I get it.
During Vietnam,
tradition and culture. That's the.
Yeah, I got two more for you. During Vietnam, they noticed when like U.S. soldiers got shot, they would ride and they would before they died. It was like a fucking, you know what I mean? It was dramatic because they are dying. Right. This individual, oh shit. They noticed when Vietnamese soldiers got shot, sometimes they would just go down. And it's like, what the fuck? And so the theory behind it was,
right,
they're one part of a whole. I mean, that's how Chinese people feel. That's how they organize their government.
Right.
So they're like, oh yeah, I'm down, but my whole, everybody around me, I'm just a unit. I'm just a part of a greater thing. And then there's the mail system. When we send a piece of mail, it's the name, like starting from the top, left to right. Name, number, street, city, state, zip, country. They do the reverse. They put out a piece of mail.
Isn't their name like last?
Yeah,
where it's going. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be that way here too. It would work. It's the same information. Yeah. But their mentality of why it's last is what's important here. I think. Yeah. Right.
They do China. This zip, this state area, this province, and then the street, then the number, then the guy.
They'll actually they have to put their country on there? Because, we don't put our country on here.
If it becomes a thing, like if it's, all right, we had to do a country.
Okay.
Then the country comes up top.
Interesting.
And with us, it's the same thing, but the country's all the way at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then there's the thing with like we said, Hideo Kojima, right? It's usually a dude like that in Japan. If he was to introduce himself, Kojima Hideo.
Oh, so that's how it would be.
Yeah.
Formally, when you're introducing yourself to someone.
Yeah. But us, it's I wouldn't walk up to a guy. don't meet Shawn with this. You know what I mean? Like I would over there. But,
Right, and it's interesting how people introduce themselves in general. Like, you know, besides titles and ranks and all that aside, like usually I don't necessarily say my last name. Also, I'll just say I'll just do the first name.
It's true.
There are situations where maybe there's I don't know, a business deal or something, whatever. I'm meeting someone professionally for something.
Yeah.
I'll say, you know, whatever. They certainly did not meet me beforehand. No one's met anyone with my name. I could use my first name everywhere. Yeah. It'll be super unique.
Yeah. That's true.
I've never met anyone with my name.
You are in a situation where anybody that has heard of you or knows you, you really don't need to even say your
last names are useless. Doesn't do anything in that regard.
For you.
Right, in that regard, yeah.
Millions of guys out here named Shawn, right?
There's a lot of Shawns, yeah.
Well, look, there was that one time when you were on the way to my house, and I was like, oh, yeah, man, it's Manus. It's got to be Manus.
Right.
And people that I didn't know that you knew were like, oh, Manus? I know Manus.
Right. Wild.
And it was just...
And guess what? They knew it was me. Not somebody else named Manus. Not some imposter. No. It was... They knew...
It's the genuine
They knew... I know you're talking about. They knew right away.
Wasn't a knockoff Manus.
Hey, I know this guy for sure. This is who I'm thinking of.
Hilarious.
That's great.
Just no doubt in her mind. It was like, I know exactly.
She knew right away. Oh, it's him. Right.
Yeah. Just...
That's funny.
Gotta be.
Yeah, well, I did have the mask on. And I didn't even notice that was her at first. Her back was turned. But I had the mask on, and it was just my voice.
Yeah.
So, well, there was that, too. But before...
When I was in the house, I'm like, oh, it's gotta be Manus.
Right. That was right.
She knew right away. Okay.
You know what? All my years, my whole career, I say my whole career.
Yep.
Never met any.
Yeah.
Never met a Manus, ever.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a little unique, a little bit. Sometimes you'll see the surname, like you'll see McManus as a last name. Some people get confused.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes they think, oh, what's your name? And I'll spell my name, and they're like, okay, what's your first name? That happens all the time with different things.
That at you.
Yeah, it happens. Well, they hear McManus, or they think of some Celtic last name that sounds like that. That's spelled a little differently, whatever. So, yeah, I'll just in the circles around here, no last name needed ever. No. Which is interesting.
You're like, I'll name some people. You're like Prince. Who's some other people with one name?
Well, I'm coming blank here. Jesus.
There's Prince. There's like one or two other ones. But they just, Zendaya. She's the new one. Zendaya. She's Cheney in the new Dune.
Oh, it's just the one name.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
She just goes by Zendaya.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I'll have to change it. Maybe I'll just be Manus, one name, no last name.
I changed my name.
I'll be like some wandering, vagabond, like.
You gotta change it to Manus. Like it's like Manus slash.
And that's it.
It's like Manus slash. I love. If I could rename you, I'd name you Magnus.
Well, I go by. Yeah. People call me Magnus.
Yeah, it's kind of your.
People call me Magnum.
It's your.
People call me Magnum. Look, Magnum.
Yeah.
Magnus and Manus they all are the same. They all have the same root word.
Yeah.
Root name. They all have the same definition.
Man.
Right. Manus.
I am man.
Magnum and Magnus. They're all from the same Celtic tradition. They all mean the great. They mean either the greatest or the most powerful.
Oh, the etymology.
Or just great and powerful.
Oh, the etymology of all three of those are the same.
Yeah, they're all. It's really the same name.
Yeah.
So like,
it's like I'm Shawn, but there's John and there's Jean. Like
I think they all have the same root etymology. Word, right. The same definition, right? The same etymology.
There's like 6 different names. They all go back to Hebrew.
Well, look, when someone named Shawn moves to another part of the world, it'll kind of get changed a little bit. Maybe the pronunciation will get changed a little bit. Maybe 1 or 2 letters over the years will get changed.
Yeah.
It's from the same spot. Magnum, Manus, or Magnus. It means the same thing, it's from the same area of the world.
Etymology is closely tied. Yeah, it's not... Because my thing is...
What does Shawn mean? I forget.
It means God's grace.
God's grace. I think I might have read that. Yeah.
My thing is, it started in France with Jean. Like like Jean Valjean, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And then dudes in England started calling themselves John.
Yeah.
And then guys in Ireland started calling themselves Shawn.
In France was spelled with a J initially.
Yeah, Jean.
Jean. Yeah. Okay.
And then they anglicized it, so you see Sean in Ireland.
That's where there's the pronunciation, because they see a J. They're not going to go J.
Yeah.
They're going to go John J.
Yeah.
You know, so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the English, they're just gonna,
Right. Huh.
And then now the way my thing's spelled is just it's an anglicization.
A lot of different. Is that what it is? There's a lot of different spellings for that. There's a good handful.
Black folk they call it Shaun.
Yep.
You know, and then there's Shawn. There's Sean for if you're in Ireland.
Yep.
There's Shawn. There's chicks that name themselves Shawn. Shawn. Well, not they don't name themselves, but
right.
They happen to have that name. Yeah, it's a it works.
The way you spell it.
Well, yeah, works on both genders.
Huh.
Yeah, it's versatile.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget where it is behind. I think it also from France. It goes back through Italy. I forget what it is there. I looked it up so long ago, and I'm like, yeah, I barely care.
So they all, but it's interesting. Like my trio, yours all has, and just like a lot of names we could talk about. They all have the same root.
Yeah, it all travels.
Etymology.
Yeah, it starts in Hebrew.
Yeah.
There's like one other joint, and then it's Italian, and then it's the three I talked about.
Let's say I'm at a a buddy's selling a handgun, or I'm at a gun show or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a Magnum, some revolver or something.
Yeah.
People spend a lot of money to have their name engraved on the barrel. Mine's on there for free.
That's funny.
Magnum. It's great. Yeah. I tell people you can call me Magnum. Yeah. Magnus, whatever. Just nicknames, and they kind of mean the same things.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I'm sort of the same way. It's
My name's on the barrel for free.
Yeah. If I meet a John or a Jean, I'm like, we have the same name.
It is.
It's just the same. It's sounds different.
Yeah.
The intent is the same.
Over the years, it's going to change.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are in the world, what kind of accent people are talking around the world.
Yeah.
Might even get spelled a letter or two every couple hundred years. And then that's, changes the spelling more drastically, right?
Do you remember Northeast Prep? My name was Jean.
Jean.
Jean Dow.
Yeah. That's
what
we
is
call it.
Jean.
Yeah, right.
That's how
That's
happens.
how I pronounce it. That's how everybody pronounced it.
That's how.
I really do, yeah.
That's how names change.
Yeah.
Dumbasses like me come around. Jean Dow.
Or sometimes we would exaggerate that and just go, Jean.
Yeah.
That was a real big thing for a while.
It's like
I'll even do that every now and then too, but like, I don't know, it was more famous.
It's like a D, an apostrophe, and a Z.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't even know what the hell kind of spelling
yeah.
it has.
I had changed my name though. I decided I hadn't done it like with the government yet, but I've landed on one name.
Uh-oh.
Okay, because I have 50 nicknames or whatever.
I haven't heard this yet. What is this one name?
Oh, it's simple. It's Shawn the Don.
Shawn the Don.
Yeah, because it encompasses the Don thing. You keep with the Shawn. Yeah. You know what I mean? It keeps with the last name.
It kind of flows pretty good. It sounds cool.
Just drop the middle name. It's like Charlemagne the God.
Yeah.
Shawn the Don.
And then some people just call you the Don anyway.
It's my
different things, different whatever.
Yeah, and the Don is cool too, but it's half of the. Am I Sean Donnelly or am I the Don? And I just decided the last name I'm going to know by, that I'm going to be known by is Shawn the Don.
You should. You don't even have to change it legally.
You
just tell everybody. Tell them once, that's it.
If I'm in a convenient space to do so, I'll pop through City Hall and just say, I'm Shawn the Don now. Drop the Brian. Brian's cool. I love it. I'm done.
Right.
If I just happen to be like, I have an assistant that can go do it for me or some shit, you know what I mean? I'm not going to like wake up on a Tuesday and go do it.
Right.
But let it be known I am Shawn the Don.
Interesting. Yeah. Do you you probably don't. Well, I don't know. Shouldn't speculate. Do you have a preference if you want to be called?
No preference.
Okay, Shawn or the Don.
Man of the people.
Man of the people. Whatever the people want.
Whatever. Yeah. Some people call me Shawn. It's a little weird hearing Shawn though, because at this point,
so you wouldn't prefer to be Shawn the Don.
You know what? No,
you see what I'm asking?
Yeah. Shawn the Don. You know what? Like if I'm out in the street, Shawn the Don. If someone just screamed that across the street, what's up?
Hey. Right, you would know, right?
I'm here. Yeah, it's all. I kind of go by all of it.
This is great. Magnum, the Don. It obviously has Metal Gear roots, really strong.
Yeah, there's real. There's
strong.
It's a gnome de guerre. Yeah.
Right.
It-
And a font to leave there.
yeah. That's where all that shit starts. It's all built in. Like we've seen these jackasses do that. We've seen Hideo talk like it was a thing.
Right.
And now
Right.
Art, life imitates art. Like the other way, art imitates life.
It's both.
Yeah, eventually.
It's dependent on lots of things, but I think it's both, obviously.
Eventually, life and the world around you becomes so absurd if you look close enough, and you're like, oh, everyone's just copying everything they've seen.
Yeah, I mean, well, we were just talking about this earlier today. Like, there's nothing original really.
Mm.
Doesn't really exist.
Yeah,
everything's right. Everything's kind of copied, and
I once was on the way to a friend of mine's house, and we pull up, and the neighbor had a plain white mannequin in the window.
Right.
I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought it was funny or weird, right? Years later, I'm listening to an Eminem song, and then I realized that person was making a reference to that Eminem song. I got a mannequin in the window. It's like something, right? And I heard the bar, and what Eminem was saying, and I was like, oh, they were trying to suggest that, and they did it by.
Is that what was going on?
I'm 99% certain
right.
This person was having a fun little joke with whoever was looking out their window.
That's interesting.
Isn't that fun?
That's strange, yeah.
People that do it. It's funny. I was on acid once. I was eating a grapefruit.
That's the way to do it. You got to do the grapefruit.
You got to do something, right? It just came to me naturally. And a buddy of mine asked me, he said, oh, God, what was the name? Was it Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? Who am I thinking of?
Who's in that? That sounds familiar.
But he basically asked me,
I don't know.
Wait, did Bukowski write that? I forget who it was, but basically whoever wrote the book, he said, like, let's assume it's Bukowski. He's like, is that a Bukowski reference? And I'm sitting there just eating it and just looking at him like, I'm just eating a grapefruit. But part of me knew this was a thing. I'm eating the grapefruit.
Right, subconsciously?
While high in Vegas, yeah.
Right.
And part of me was like, this does feel like I've done, like it's been done before. And then he explained it to me. He's like, yeah.
You had kind of a deja vu feeling? Or not just that?
It was a thing. It just came naturally for me to do that. I must have seen that at some point, like that film. Uh-huh. And I must have just, oh yeah, this is what you do when you're on acid. You just
that's interesting, dude. Yeah. So you knew that was from something familiar.
Me having never truly sat down and watched that film. Uh-huh. I was just like, nah, I'm just kind of, it seems like something to do.
Dude, I'm just feeling really good, and I'm just
funny thing
taking it easy on this grapefruit here.
Taking it easy on something.
Taking it easy something
is a funny term.
Right.
Like, I'm just eating this. Yeah, man, we'll take it easy on this bottle of water right quick.
That's interesting to say about food. I mean, I guess there's ways that you can't take it easy on food, like if you just inhale something, which is like,
that's true.
That increases your chances
eating
of dying
slowly
by choking on the thing. Speaking of movies, you mentioned about the mannequin in the window.
Yeah,
great movie, The Mannequin. Back in the late '80s ish, early mid '80s.
Okay.
It was all filmed in Philadelphia.
Oh.
Yeah, filmed in it was filmed in a couple of different spots, but it's a big department store down there. It's basically about this Egyptian pharaoh was locked away, and she's always a mannequin until she finds someone that cares about her, and then she becomes real.
Oh.
Yeah, when there's people not around, you got to see a trailer. I'm not doing it justice. It's really cool.
No, I got it.
It's all filmed here in Philly, so yeah, she's a mannequin, and whenever the character Jonathan Switcher is around her, because he's the love interest, she becomes real.
Oh, that's wild.
I forget. She's one of the girls from Sex and the City. I forget her name.
Kim Cattrall.
Maybe. I don't know.
Is the hot chick, the blonde, the slut?
That's her.
Gotta be Kim Cattrall.
That's Kim Cattrall. Yeah, she's great in that. It's awesome. It's a really funny movie.
She's baking bits, dude. She's great on everything.
She's baking bits.
Yeah, man, she's
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her in a couple different things. I just forgot her name. And the main dude, Jonathan Switcher, I forget his name, but yeah, I just want to throw that was
I got
what
you.
a great movie. I gotta watch it again.
I'm still dying laughing about taking it easy on shit.
Yeah, taking it easy on that grapefruit. I'm gonna kill this Coca-Cola, this 20 ounce, but I'm gonna take it easy on it, right?
If I'm talking to a chick, I'm like, yo, can we just hop in the back of your car? Let me just take it easy on you. Right
Take
quick.
it easy on you.
Yeah, man.
It's an interesting thing for food or even that.
Yeah, let's take it easy on you right quick.
Well, what would it mean though, taking easy on anything compared to?
I think it's just you
doing something really, really fast.
Yeah, I think you're doing it slow.
Doing it slow
because you're chilling there. You got the grapefruit, right? And you're just like, yeah, you know, man, I'm just taking it easy on this thing. You know, I'm just. Yeah, because it's you're saying, hey, I'm just going about a normal activity.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it like a don. I'm just taking it easy.
I'll tell you what, I dropped my mom off for this eye surgery she got, like the LASIK thing. Really, really helped her. And now she's like, 20/20, really, really helps her. Doesn't have to wear glasses for distance or anything.
That's very cool.
And right down the street, you wait for her. You don't have to be in that building.
Yeah.
Right down the street, there's a Starbucks. Just walk there, right at the corner. And man, let me tell you, I ordered a hot chocolate. Forget if it was, tall or grande, whatever I got. Probably got a smaller size, probably tall. So, man, I tell you what, I just sat. You can sit down in there. It's a real relaxed environment.
Yeah.
I took it easy on that hot chocolate for a little over half an hour.
Nice.
I mean, I didn't even order anything else. I was just there. I was facing a window. I was just pretty relaxed. I was like. My mom's going to do really good with this surgery. It's all good to go. I took it easy on that hot chocolate for a little over half an hour. And then eventually I made my way back to the hospital, the medical center where she was at.
Yo, you ever...
I had to kill some time, so...
You ever take it easy on something so hard that, like, chicks will give you their number? You know what I mean? Like, look, you got the...
question.
Like, scenario, right?
Uh-huh.
You got the hot chocolate, you're chilling out. You're taking it fucking, look, it's right here. You're taking it fucking easy on this hot chocolate.
Right now,
you're like, dude, you're getting in your bag is what you're doing, right? You're like, dude, fucking, it's 10 to 10:30, I gotta wait. I'm taking it. You forget about these, just start looking around. You're like,
it's this whole mentality. It's not even about the food.
Yeah.
It's about where you're at. In the moment.
Start looking around. I wonder if any sixes working here.
Any sixes?
Yeah, you start looking.
Is that where you're going to start?
Yeah, that's my move.
That's
Yo,
good.
Start at sixes.
Start at sixes.
Sevens, maybe.
Cool, that works. Yeah.
6.5, maybe. Sevens, my brains, I stopped seeing them a long time ago. They're invincible.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, that's
You can.
It's different for everybody, obviously.
Here's the thing. I know me. Here's the thing. I can step out of bounds. I can talk to a 10. No big deal, right? But I just don't because it's an effort thing. I'm like, you know what? I need a chick that thinks I'm hot.
Or at least you think it'll be more of an effort. You don't really know that, dude. Honestly, you're going in there thinking it's going to be more of an effort. Man, maybe it's not. Maybe the 2 6s. That turned you down. Maybe just didn't like you for whatever reason. Maybe the 10 in your brain. This is all arbitrary, right? This is all just right. The 10 in your brain might think you're like, some reincarnated pharaoh.
Yeah.
From like ancient Egypt somewhere, whatever.
I'm a fucking mannequin to her.
Right, and immediately, boom. Right.
I'll tell you this. I've dated 3s that are a fucking handful, and I think you know her. So
I believe I know who you're talking about.
So I think the reverse theory is also true. You bump in with 10.
Yeah, no, I think so. Honestly, because
I think all women are out of mind, but
that was so honest of you.
10.
It wasn't even a joke, but I'm laughing.
I think anybody. If I sit back, there's a few rare individuals. Most people, if I sit back and just take it easy on them, I just look at them, dude. I just start watching the sanity unravel. I'm like, oh, this, that, the third, the fourth. You just watch it. You just break them apart in your head. And
most people kind of have that.
Most people are just, if you let them, if you're, that's why I realized, if you let people be comfortable, they will do this. They will fall apart in front of you. I think it.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, no, just okay.
But I do think a 10 that gets constant attention 24/7. I think that's just I'm asking for way more than I bargained for.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I always love me.
Okay. Huh.
I always love it, and you know this because you've seen me in action, like in high school.
See, I have. It's the truth. Yeah. High school, man.
I love me a cute.
Wow, fun times,
dude. I love me a cute little quiet chick, mind her own business. Really doesn't want to exist in society.
I do like the mind your own business part.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Love me a chick like that. You walk up to him, you sit down, you chill. Hey, what's up? I'm Shawn the Don. I'm just trying to take it easy with you.
There you go. Taking it easy.
That's it, dude. I swear to God,
that's the move right there,
dude. I sometimes set challenges for myself, and you're usually related to like whether I can get pussy or not.
Yeah.
I don't even think this is a challenge, but this is the next thing I'm gonna say to the next chick I try to hook up with. What's up, baby? You trying to take it easy with me?
Right. And you know what? What's great is you're not even being someone you're not. Right. We're past any of that shit.
I fully embraced it.
Right. You're not being dishonest with that phrase. You really mean it.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
You
start out with being honest. I think it's really, really great. I think it's, man, what a phrase. I think it has a lot of context for different situations.
Oh yeah. It's a multi. It's like the word.
I don't know where I came up with that.
It's multi-con. It's multi-contextual.
I don't even know where I came up with that. I was thinking of you, high as shit.
Yeah.
Just eating the grapefruit.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Taking it easy.
I'm just taking it easy here.
Taking it easy.
Right.
You know how dudes go one step further? I'm just taking it east. It sounds like they're saying east.
I'm just taking it east. Right. I kind of let that go east.
They got a Jersey tone to
them.
them.
Oh, Christ. Right.
I'm just taking it easy.
Oh yeah, you let this get out of the bag, you'll have all kinds of variations, man.
I feel like you just it's like I beat a Metal Gear Solid boss, and I just got a life upgrade and a weapon.
Right. Extra rations.
Yeah, I got
whatever.
You just handed me the FAMAS. I'm going out with it.
We're going out with the Stinger. We're going to take care of this.
A PSG-1.
Right.
A
Barrett M107.
A fucking diazepam to calm my nerves.
Yeah. That's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting.
There's like 6 drugs you could make in Metal Gear Solid 5, by the way. There's one.
Yeah, I have like 2 right now. I think I have like 2 or 3. They just kind of calm your. One of them from the only ones you probably know about it more than me. The one I have, makes you still for shots.
Yeah.
The other one kind of. I read the description. I didn't even use it. I didn't even know what it did. Yeah. It kind of heightens your senses to plants or animals or something.
Yeah. There's the one you find.
I never actually used it, so I don't know what it does.
You sense living things around you.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
There's another one you take. It activates that slow motion shit when you first bump into someone. You just take it, and no matter what you're doing, you're just slow motion for 5-6 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
That's helpful with That's helpful with like shots.
Yeah.
Right? Especially if there's a lot of guys around you.
Yeah.
Like I guess you really need to have higher level of your medical.
Yeah. You keep doing
whatever to be able to do that, and you need the materials and all that.
Yeah. But yeah, if you keep doing it, eventually you bump into that.
Right.
Damn. All right. So we've taken it easy.
We've taken it easy on Metal Gear.
That's true. We have.
I forget how all that came from the game.
So here's where
everything we were just talking about.
So here's where we're at with Metal Gear. I was looking up the artist that sung "The Best Is Yet to Come."
Who is that?
I can't pronounce her name, but I found a recording of it, and I'm gonna try to play it now.
Let's do it. Do that again.
Oh wait, that's the Australian version.
She's got to be a.
She's Gaelic as fuck.
She's got to be Ireland, Scotland. She has to be.
Dude.
You want to know what? I've heard some of her songs. She's blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard some of her songs, like other stuff she's done. Right?
So check it out, Aoife. Aoife Nifare.
Yeah.
She is the artist. She's the vocalist.
Right.
The Best Is Yet to Come. Hang on. Now we got to see what she looks like.
Yeah, I've seen her sing live. I mean, I haven't seen her personally, like in front of me live, but I've seen her do live shows. on YouTube or whatever. She's got a great voice.
You know what I've always wanted to do? I've always wanted to go see Nobuo Uematsu and his people.
Oh.
And they do the Final Fantasy stuff.
All the Final Fantasy stuff, sure. Yeah. They've been doing it for like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
All this stuff, yeah.
They turn this game soundtrack into like, it's like high art. It's like opera.
Right.
That chick?
It doesn't look like her at all. Be honest
with you.
Wait,
that's
not her.
Aoife O'Donovan. God damn it.
Right. I'm like, that's not her.
Let's see. I'm such a bad researcher. How could I have taken it easy this far? Okay. That's her.
You're going to kill it.
I am really going to.
I think that's her.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's her, yeah.
That's a 6. It's not bad. Like, she's alright. She's a little chubby.
Yeah, but this is just like weird lighting. You don't know when this picture.
That's true. 20. That's 2012. Oh, she's a cougar by now. She's.
Yeah, I don't know her age now or when she. I mean, she recorded it back in I guess 96, 97. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't even know if that song was for the game.
She started working in 91.
Maybe it's just a song she released and Hideo liked it. I don't know.
Oh, she made the song. It wasn't published yet.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Hideo was like the first.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
He's like, listen, I got this ending plan. And, her song is at the beginning of the game, too. You know, when Snake's swimming up, you know. Yeah. Just that beginning vocal part.
Oh, yeah.
The very, very beginning.
Yeah. It starts off, right?
Yeah.
This is where we're at.
And then it cuts off right away once he gets up on the whatever.
Yeah. This is where we're at in the podcast, by the way. We're still watching the one-man sub approach the island.
Right. Yeah. It's really still that early.
Episode 1, we're still hours deep and we're in scene 1.
Yeah.
That's
great.
Yeah. Yep.
You're right. That's how to do it.
Yeah.
Taking it.
Just keep
taking it.
Taking it easy.
Oh my God. Why not? It's great philosophy.
Oh yeah.
I dig it. I'm all about it.
Hold on. I need to do 2 things.
2 things.
I need to find my charger, and then I'm gonna find out I got all the deets on the best is yet to come.
Okay.
Coming up.
So Shawn's gonna go find his charger and whatever else he's looking for. Maybe we'll get some more intel on this chickaree.
Go ahead and hold down the fort for me.
Yeah. What was that second thing? Charger.
Yep. Now.
Oh, and you got intel on I can't pronounce her name.
Aoife. I have no fucking clue if that's right.
Just go on Google, type it in, and be like, how to pronounce.
Yeah.
Boom. You'll hear some robotic Aoife whatever. Whatever. It's pretty accurate for the most part.
Yeah.
That stuff. Except when you type in my name, it's some gibberish. It's some crazy shit.
Sound like a dial-up.
Nobody pronounces it right anyway.
Does it sound like a dial-up modem's trying to...
It sounds like a dial-up modem for AOL. Only the cool cats still have an AOL account, Shawn.
Yeah. I'm the only person who can say...
I still have an AOL account.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
True. When other people try to say Magnus...
Yeah, it's just unnatural.
They end up saying... Lolly Lule Lo.
The Lolly Lule Lo.
Yeah, their brains can't deal with it. It's so...
I haven't said that phrase in a while. What was the first time that came out? The second one?
That was the second one. Had to have
like
been...
the first time that was actually said in a Metal Gear. I think it was the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had to have been 01.
Right. It was like toward the beginning too. It was when it was in the tanker, and he was talking to that captain, that colonel of the Marines.
Yeah, the guy, he was giving a speech, and then Ocelot jumped up his ass.
You're sneaking around all these halls where they're giving a speech. Right.
When Ocelot confronted him, he said, "The Patriots sent me." He's like,
"The Lolly Lule Lo."
Right.
That's really friggin' ridiculous.
The most ridiculous thing.
Well, it's a Deo game. What do you want?
Yeah. Shit.
That's how it plays.
Let's see. Oh, wow.
What do you got?
In the Guns of the Patriots, a slightly cut version of The Best Is Yet to Come is available. And it's unlockable for the in-game iPod.
I was just going to say, I think you can listen to it on your iPod.
That is deep.
You know what I listen to a lot? Guns of the Patriots. I listened to that song from Zone of the Enders. I say that song, I forget what it was called. Something like Flowering Destiny something. I don't know. Maybe you can look that up later or whenever.
I can look it up.
Yeah, I might be botching the hell out of this. Like, I swear to God, I'm not crazy. I just had that song on all the time.
Nice.
Flowering Destiny, I think. Because he did Zone of the Enders, so he put a lot of that music in there.
So hang on. We got Alfie on the vocals.
Okay. Oh, right.
A Japanese person doing keyboard. And then we got... And there's a chorus involved.
Does it say who wrote the song? Somebody, some girl with an R at the beginning of her name. An R and maybe her last name has an M.
Rika Muranaka?
That's her.
On keyboards.
That's her. I knew it.
So
R and M, I forgot how to pronounce it.
So I think from what we've gathered, I believe the song it was made for Metal Gear Solid.
Okay, so that it was made for the game. Because she never released it before the game came out.
As opposed to her having it out and shopping it around for a year on an album, and then it gets moved.
Yeah.
Purely for the game.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. That's pretty cool to know that. That's neat.
What was that? What was that track you were talking about?
On the iPod, when you're walking around Guns of the Page, you could just listen to music. I think I listened to Zone of the Enders songs.
Zone of the Enders.
I think the song, and man, I hope I'm not killing this name totally. I think it was called Flowering Destiny.
Flowering Destiny. I'm going to catch a quick snippet of it.
It's this like really relaxed, super easy, taking it easy.
It's easy?
Yeah, easy.
Nice.
Of like female vocals. It's really chill. It's really, really relaxed. Really relaxed. It's cool. Sneaking around. It's just fun to have that on. I just remember that randomly. I haven't thought about that song because I haven't played that game in a minute. Yeah. So
I love a good dude.
Yeah, The Best Is Yet to Come is on that iPod. There's a whole lot of songs.
Damn.
You know who else did that I really liked?
Yeah, look it up later.
In Final Fantasy 15. You get like some sort of, iPod MP3 player, you walk around. There's pretty much like every game from every Final Fantasy on that thing.
Really?
Like just about, or at least like the first like...
Oh, the tracks?
Or yeah, at least like 8 of the most famous tracks from every Final Fantasy game.
Nice.
Is on that. And I just had it on. You can listen to it in your car when you're driving around with your guys, or you can just listen to it walking around, riding a chocobo. Normal Final Fantasy stuff. It was pretty dope.
Taking it easy with the boys. Walking around.
Right. Yeah, that's a taking it easy game right there.
Dude.
Really. They're on a camping trip, essentially.
Yeah. Can I tell you, Final Fantasy 15, like, I didn't play... I loved, like, the lead up to it, where it was, like, the trailers were coming out. I was learning shit about it.
Oh, so did I. It looked incredible,
Yeah, I was at a point in life where I was transitioning from being, like, this... me, like, a rowdy youth of my 20s, always out doing shit. I started becoming a hermit, like an old man. And I remember seeing the game, and I'm like, dude, all I want to do is, for one last time, hop in a car with me and 3 of my boys, and just roll around and beat the shit out of people.
Anyone that looks at you wrong,
says
they don't like the color of your tires, it's over for them.
Yeah, they ain't taking it easy. I gotta fuck them up.
Wow.
Nah, but it really made me feel something of like, that's the life. Just you and 3 of your boys rolling around killing shit. Like that. At that time, that meant the world to me. And I was like,
was that from a game? Or you're talking about Final... I know you're talking about Final Fantasy 15, but you're talking about before that? Or you're talking about back...
like back when the trailers were coming.
Because that came out in around, what, 15, 16, something?
It was early 2017.
Oh, my God. I was going to guess sometime in 16, maybe. Wow.
Yeah. Probably either late 16 or early.
So just rolling around with a few people?
Yeah, rolling around with your crew.
Maybe camping.
4 homies.
Whatever.
Yeah. And just doing it up with the crew, just questing. That's what real life should be. Is you get a whip for your homies.
Man, I wish I could do that.
Go do shit.
I mean, I can at any time, but like
Yeah, real life has its like.
Yeah.
You know, here's the thing.
Everybody's schedules are nuts, and like, you know, everyone's schedules now. It's like,
Yeah.
You know, my old buddies, like, you know, it's just hard to get together with everybody at once, right? It's really difficult.
It's hard to
do this.
I feel like you and I are like Final Fantasy party members, right? Because you know how in Final Fantasy when
no doubt about it.
For some reason, party members, people just link up, and then now there's 80 of you just traveling across the entire planet. I feel like if there's party members, I think you and me are two of them.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I agree immediately.
Because we would do that. You give us enough free time and resources, we just end up, oh, cool. What's the journey? We are linked. We are going to accomplish a goal.
We can straight make up our own quests.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to.
We got room for
okay. Okay. We're gonna. All right. Here's the quest. However we do it. You know, we're gonna look up the best reviewed deep dish pizza places in Chicago.
That's the move.
That's the quest. We are gonna eat at all 3 of them.
That could be the move.
Just by itself. That's the quest.
Yeah.
Anything with food, I will be part of that quest till the end. Till the end of it. If it's with food, I'm in. I don't care.
I like the journey. Look, you're rolling, right? You pass through what? Pittsburgh, Ohio.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to drive, I mean, you know, however we get there.
Yeah.
I just
I guess
I just think that'd be great.
Yeah, I guess you can fly. Yeah.
that would be. Oh yeah, but I mean that would be a pretty. I mean, yeah. There's more local type quests too. I just thought of that randomly. I always wanted to do that.
You know, be balling. Take a train there. It's close enough.
Oh man, I would Amtrak there.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that's the move. That's the quest.
Yep. Explore the car.
That's one of the goals and the parameters too.
Yeah.
Amtrak is one.
Nice.
You know, and then like a side derivative of a side quest, right?
I feel like as we move around, one of us should be in the lead, sprinting, and the other of us should be like keeping pace, like a Final Fantasy VIII party.
Right. Yeah.
Because
nowadays they all walk with you, right?
We're running through. Yeah, we're running through the We're running through the Amtrak, and you just sprint to the next car, and I'm just.
I can picture it right now. Yeah.
Picking up hidden items. Hey, that's my luggage.
Yep. Your luggage is hidden.
Found 1,000 gil on the corner. Nice.
1,000 gil. Right, man.
That's the move. We start a PMC.
Yeah. I mean, anything with food. I'm involved in this quest.
Nice.
I will see it through.
You know another quest I always thought would be cool. I think this is a cool thing. You start a security company, right? And then you just get into like intelligence, right? You start your own intelligence company. You just say, hey, we're this. Yeah, it's always labeled as a security company or whatever. It's like a private intelligence company.
Yeah.
And then we just do missions.
Missions, right?
Yeah. And then just look, people come to us. Hey, we need to know about this, that, and the third. And we're like, we'll find it out.
Yeah, we understand your concerns and everything. And, you know, we're gonna do our due diligence. And we're gonna find this out. Don't you worry about it.
Corporate espionage.
Yeah.
You apply at a place. Hi, I'm Shawn the Don. I'm your new data analyst. Right. And then you're just on the low, and then you're like, I've gathered the data for the client.
Right. Interesting.
I always thought that'd be cool. I think
maybe like I was kind of thinking of that on the lines of like being like PIs. It's sort of the same thing. It's not the same thing. I guess it's like there's really no difference.
Just just real, you know.
Essentially, it would be PIs.
Yeah, just tricksters.
We can call it a security firm or whatever other names they call it. Just on paper, whatever.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Be like, our noses have been out in the cold for too long.
Right.
We found.
That's funny.
We found some intel.
That was the beginning of the second one.
Yeah.
The Hudson River 2 years ago. You know.
Oh yeah. You know.
That's how he started.
You know what's fine, dude? I swear to God, I thought of this thing. You know how Linden Ave is like the makeout spot or whatever in Philly?
You park there and you know you got the Delaware right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course.
So it's like the Delaware River 3 years ago.
Oh wow. Here we go. Oh man.
I was making out with this chick. Right.
Yeah.
I hit her pussy.
Yeah, that's the spot.
But I had to because my nose has been out in the cold for too long.
Been out in the cold for too long. That's not bad. that sounds pretty good.
I had it written down somewhere. I just thought of it. Just
the Delaware River.
Yeah. Like how hilarious is that? Did you hear that?
Yep.
What was that?
It was like I don't know. It was like back here or over here, or if it was louder and farther away, it was out there.
Could have been outside. Could have been a pigeon.
Could have been.
Mockingbirds.
Mockingbirds.
Yeah. I got another cool idea for the podcast.
Huh.
You can go on an app called Cameo, and you can get Dave Hayter to like. Record.
Oh, I've heard of this. Yeah, your
can
birthday or whatever
Yeah.
the graduations.
Yeah,
Right.
I've used him once before,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I'm gonna do. He's up this price like a bitch. But
How much is he? I thought it was like $50-$60.
I think, dude, when I got him, he was like 80 or 90.
Oh, I must
think
have heard about this years ago or something. That's what I heard he was.
I think he's like $110, $120 now. He might be 100 sometimes.
Son of a bitch.
But for 100 and for 90 seconds, I would just make him record everything.
Is that what it is? 90-second?
It's about that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would just have him do drops where it's like the podcast starts and he's like, "This is Snake, this is Dave."
I just heard. It's funny you should say that. I was watching just a quick recap of one of these stories earlier on, and he got Hader to do something for the beginning codec.
Nice.
I'll bring it up. I'll show it to you. And then he's like, after he was done his recap summary of one of the Metal Gear stories, he's like, and a special thanks to David Hayter, something. Then the codec came up again, and it was really him.
Oh, nice.
So he must have paid him for that through like the usual channels.
Yeah.
And just said, hey, this is going to be on my channel codec thing, so I need you to.
Yeah. When you hire him, he sends you a video of him saying it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he just used that.
Yeah.
Interesting. If you had a guess, how many of those has he done since he started these things? Paying for a cameo.
I think it's written down in Cameo.
It's got to be like
I guarantee
thousands and thousands.
Nah, it's probably about 100 or so.
What?
I think I looked it up.
No. People.
Yeah.
No way.
I
There's no way.
Might be able to
People,
find out.
Sean, people
Oh, yeah.
contact this guy day and night to do cameos nonstop.
He probably does a few a day.
No, I think it's a higher number. Unless, I mean, if you really have the data on that, I would surmise it's pretty high.
He's
been doing it for years.
He has 1,365 reviews. So that's how many he's got reviewed.
Okay.
Yeah, the last one was 15. Wait.
I mean, I guess there's no reason for it not to be this, but is it always the Snake voice? Why would you do it? Why would you hire him without it?
You know what it is? You ask
maybe
him.
it's not.
I feel like 90. Here's the thing. You can ask him to just be him.
Yeah.
Say, hey, Dave, sing me Happy Birthday.
Or be like, I want your he did Captain America once.
Yeah.
I want your Captain America voice.
That's funny. Yeah.
This is like back in the day. It's like 90s. I don't know when it was, early 90s.
His
cartoon show, whenever it was.
His whole, what's funny? You go to his profile, you look at his bio, actor. He lists everything he did, and the last thing he listed was Metal Gear.
As a voice actor.
Yeah, like as an actor.
I guess that is the last acting thing he did. That was.
It's just funny. Like it's all like in order, like it's listed, and it's just funny that he's like.
That was like.
You think it'd be his top billing? Like, hey,
how many years was Guns of the Patriots?
Guns of the Patriots was 2008. Something like that.
That was his last. Oh yeah, well, I mean it had to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
King Shark, the Pirate Creamy Zeus, The Long Dark,
King Shark,
Guyver.
Oh, Guyver. Yeah, those were live action movies. Those are sci-fi movies that he was in.
He wrote X-Men. He wrote X2, Scorpion King, and Watchmen.
Right.
He's a talented guy.
Yeah. He's done a bunch. That's really neat.
He's a multi-hyphenate.
Yep.
Director, editor,
right.
Audio.
the whole thing. Hey, that's really
Producer.
good. If you can be pretty decent in all those fields, I mean, I don't know. Why not?
Yeah.
Unless you just want to stay focused on a couple things that you're like passionate about, you care about,
Yeah, he's got a cool career.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I think he didn't he live in Japan for a little while?
Did he?
Yeah, he speaks fluent Japanese. I think he lived in Japan when he was a kid.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Like I actually heard him say that in an interview somewhere.
I did my homework on Hideo. I might have to look up fucking Dave Hayter. I think we have to.
Yeah, I mean he's been the voice for.
He put the series on his back
since 1998.
Yeah, crushing it. 10 years in the game. snaking it up.
Yeah. He totally lived in Japan for a little while. Pretty sure.
He looks like a dude who would live in Japan for a while.
Yeah.
He looks like he sat in the pose and let a sensei,
right,
lecture him for a while.
I think yeah, right. I think some sort of like sword apprenticeship, swordsmith type thing. I can see him.
Yeah.
He gave him I forget if it was after Snake Eater or whatever, but he gave a message to Hideo, like a public one, and it was all in fluent Japanese.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
It's very cool.
So he can actually talk to the guy.
Yeah.
He's not just like a foreigner who got hired for a job and really can't communicate with him. He can communicate with him fluently. Yeah,
he doesn't need one of them UN boxes they put on your ear. He's like...
He doesn't need the Star Trek Universal Translator. He doesn't need any of this. Yeah. Right.
Gold
That's how everyone speaks English in that thing.
He's like, Gold-ma-san.
Yeah. See, it all goes back to Metal Gear.
Oh, yeah.
That's really true. It really all does. Wow.
Yeah. He's charging $100 now. That's not bad.
Wow.
I like him at that price.
I'd like to just hire him just because. Maybe I'll just make up a scenario.
Yeah.
Like
Snake.
I mean, I can make up anything. Like, it's my, like, I can make it up for you. Yeah. And just, it's my buddy Shawn. He just graduated, welding school. And we're all really proud of him. And,
we should do that. We should, like, prank each other and just have...
Right. I'll totally spend on prank the shit out of you. Or whoever.
Just have Dave just have to read... I like the idea of bothering him a little.
Right.
Just make him have to be Snake and just say that...
Oh, it's got to be Snake for sure.
And he just says the dumbest things to all of us.
I'll make it up. Yeah, he just got out of... We're all really proud of him. He's an official welder now. It's all good to go, and he's still got that limp from the war on his left leg. Maybe you can.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll just make up shit about you or not you, whoever.
Yeah,
whoever. I just want to. But it wouldn't be anything bad. It would all be like a real sweet, honorable homage. I'd have to care about the person a lot to even think about.
And just
doing this with my money, my time,
and just try to like get little subtle digs in at him.
Oh yeah, maybe yeah.
Well, let me tell you this.
I was just going to make up random shit.
Let me tell you, I hired him once, right? And it was Vin's birthday came up.
Oh, I heard it.
Yeah, you heard it? Yeah.
Oh, Vin showed me, I don't know, maybe like a year ago. Or whenever it was.
And what I did was I tried to get Dave to mock the fact that he's losing his hair.
He said Dave. Something about, you mentioned it is my male pattern. Back.
Yeah. I did that. Yeah.
Right. Something about, some of his back.
Because I thought, like, hey, Snake should be like, I heard you got bad back, but you'll be all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't heard it in a year. I'll have to hear it.
And then I got goofy with it.
On YouTube?
I got it. I got goofy with it. And then I was like,
What'd you put? Did you put shit in there that's like not even true?
I told I told him, I was like, he's got male pattern.
After he got fired from the Air Force because he crashed that F-35. Now they're down like hundreds of millions of dollars or however much it cost.
Nah, basically because me and Vin talk about like losing our hair all the time.
Right.
So I was like, dude, make fun of his.
God.
Make fun of the fact that he's losing his hair. This is the joint.
You got it? Let's hear it.
Got it.
That's on your channel?
Yep.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Vincent McGettigan. This is Solid Snake. Shawn tells me that you had a birthday recently. On the 22nd of February. 22nd of February? I guess I kept you waiting, huh?
Son of a
Sorry
bitch.
about that.
That's really
I
good.
wanted to let you know that it seems age hasn't slowed you down one bit. Except for your chronic back pain.
Chronic back pain.
Damn. I just wanted to send you this message by Kodak to wish you an extremely happy birthday and a superb year full of love and success and happiness. Shawn also asked me if I could do a voicemail message for you, which, seeing as how it was your birthday only a few months ago. So here goes.
A few months ago.
What a cocky son of a bitch.
This is Solid Snake. Vincent can't come to the phone right now because we're out hunting Metal Gear. So please, leave a damn message.
Wait a minute. There's no way.
Birthday, my friend. And listen, if you're ever feeling down, just remember this. Vincent
So wait a minute. There's no way Vince didn't set that last part as his actual voicemail.
He should have, right?
Has to. That's just the rules.
That's the rules.
That's the rules, Shawn. If I got something like that, that's my voicemail.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. That would be wow. It's cool. It's not like it's this unobtainium thing. You just go on the website.
Yeah.
Pay the whatever, you know.
Yeah. We were talking about a while ago, years ago, and he's like, you know, David Hayter. I don't know why I'm talking like him now, but
yeah, right.
He's like, you know,
your hater's coming out.
He's like, yeah. I'm being a hater.
Oh, your snake's coming out.
Yeah. No, I like that. Like, oh, don't be a hater.
Don't be a hater.
That's what we call the podcast fans, is haters. Shout out to all the haters.
The haters, right? I like it.
Check this. So, like, he told me, he's like, you know, he just has a website where you can hire him to do voice acting.
That's incredible.
I looked at him like, are you fucking kidding me? David Hayter, Solid Snake, is just out there like, yeah, just hire me. I'll...
I found out about this by mistake.
Yeah.
I was watching something about Metal Gear or whatever I was watching, and it just came up. I just saw him randomly do it. I was like,
oh, you saw the joint, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily know he had a website or any kind of business doing this. Like, I saw it, I'm thinking like, okay, he's doing this for people, like for money. Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's so funny.
That is pretty cool.
I wish I was a millionaire. I'd just bother Dave every day of my life. I would just hit him up and just be like, do it again. Say something stupid.
Just keep paying him every day.
Just every day. Just
he'll be like, listen, Shawn, I'm kind of busy. Just give me a certain amount, and I'll set for the week, and I'll release 7 things every week, 7 different things.
Dude, if you shoot me $15,000, every day I'll send you one for the rest of your life. Just a deal. You know what I mean? Just something like that. Just say, man.
That doesn't seem too bad.
Say, I don't mind doing it for you. I'll do it. You know?
Yeah. For the rest of my natural life, as long as I am healthy and physically able to.
Until Foxdie gets me.
Yeah.
That is what I wanted this to become.
Yeah.
It was like a whole, like, both of us are like, can you believe it? You know?
Yeah. But we didn't even do the snake thing all that much. Just like periodically I did it, you know.
Yeah. It's
right.
it's so good. It's
one of those things I don't really want to kill. Like the easy phrase.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, the phrases are easy to kill. You do them enough.
You don't want it to die.
No. I want it to go on.
Yo, you do it very convincing. We don't even need him anymore. We can just use you. That's a very convincing David Hayter.
Yeah.
Sorry I kept you waiting. I suck.
War has changed. That's the old Snake.
Yeah.
You know, he had to do this whole different thing with his voice, you know.
Oh,
the accelerated aging, you know, so that how he did that, I saw 1 or 2 interviews about it. It's pretty interesting. He's like, you know, a professional voice actor.
Oh yeah. He's got cuts.
He can change that and do that without, you know, hurting himself. If you don't know how to do it, from what I gather, you can hurt yourself. But it's so natural for him. He can just change and switch that to where it's not gonna be a problem.
It's not gonna spring, because I can see you spraying in your vocal cord.
Right. He knows how to. You know, Old Snake is not. Is this different, raspier, deeper kind of slower tone, whatever, you know, however it's described.
Kind of tightening his vocal cords to make it sound more,
I guess.
desperate, kind of.
It's really neat. It's interesting how he did it. It's convincing, you know.
I heard of a wild technique that voice actors can use, or like singers really. If you eat an apple, right, and an hour later you throw it up, it gives your throat this gravelly kind of thing, and you actually sing so much better.
You throw it up? Are you serious?
You actually, you just.
So the apple particles, you know, the oils and everything, whatever it is, going upward through your voice box makes a difference compared to it going.
Yeah, like it coats your throat.
Interesting.
Just between the apple and between your stomach acids. Mm-hmm. It's an old trick that Nancy Reagan taught to Frank Sinatra. Get out. Yeah.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah. Wow. I just heard it recently. So maybe he's throwing shit up.
Yo, did you know?
Yeah.
True story.
All right.
I sung the national anthem at the Phillies game once.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Get the fuck out. When?
My parents videotaped it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Real shit?
Like on the field. Like I'm the guy.
Now, I wasn't by myself. I was in the choir.
Okay.
In grade school. Right, it wasn't just me, little kid, you know.
I was like, damn, dude.
I was in a choir, and they found out, you know, the school I went to, you know, I guess it has a pretty good choir, I guess, and they wanted us, they asked, or I don't know if we asked them, however it worked, and we sung the national anthem for one of the Phillies games. You know, we all took a big couple buses down there, or one bus or whatever.
That's pretty cool.
Apparently, the parents videotaped it, you know, on the you know the old VCR, one of them ancient things, you know,
on a Betamax.
On a Betamax.
A massive.
I don't know where this video is, or
I was like, where the fuck is that guitar? I forgot about those things.
Yeah, my finger went.
Yeah, dude, that's cool.
It was neat.
That must be
cool.
floating around somewhere.
That was cool. It's probably on the internet, YouTube somewhere, some sort of. I don't know where. I haven't actually seen it, but anyway, yeah, we did that once. It was cool.
I haven't done as much public performance as I'd like to at this point, but back in my early 20s, I used to be the MC for like Buddhist meetings.
What would you do exactly? Like,
well, I'll tell you what I did, man.
Jesus,
I infiltrated the Buddhists.
Infiltrated the Buddhists.
The Soka Gakkai International.
Wow.
It's the same organization that What's-Her-Face, Tina Turner's used to chant in. Nah, but I became a Buddhist, like, to find out more about Buddhism. Not because I believed in it. I was like an undercover. I was a fraud, you know?
I studied Buddhism back in high school.
Yeah.
I really, really liked the philosophy about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like say that was a I would never put on paperwork I'm a Buddhist per se.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't mind that. I mean it was just I was just studying the philosophy, and a lot of it.
Yeah.
I agree with.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah. It was really, really neat. Yeah.
I'm like, on paper, I'm a Buddhist, and like if you look into like what Satanism really believes in, I'm kind of a Satanist, because they have this thing about how
It's okay.
They don't believe in Satan. They're trolling society.
Well, there are.
Yeah.
Okay, I know the faction you're talking about.
Yeah, the
I actually I like them folks.
Yeah.
I like what they're trying to do.
They're funny.
Okay, they're great. Yeah,
cute.
Yeah. I full heartedly know what they're trying to do, and it's great. But there is an actual Satanist group that worships.
Yeah.
You know, Lucifer, Beelzebub.
Yeah, LaVey Satanists are cool. The ones that are like, you know,
there is an actual group that worships the thing.
There's
the actual devil.
And then there's one group that like they had a chick get pregnant and sacrificed her. That's wild.
But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they show up in. They do a lot of really good protests. They show up in court. I know exactly.
They troll the Catholics. It's very fun.
Yeah. You know the what is the during like government meetings, town hall meetings, city meetings, whatever.
Yeah. There's
a name for like a small speech that's said before. Or a song or a prayer.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking, there's a word for it. I forget what it's called.
I got you.
But in a lot of them, you could do your own prayer.
Yeah.
So they'll purposely we got our own prayers too. So we should have just as much time as anyone else, or just get rid of the prayers totally, and they won't even bother showing up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not botching what they're all about, but I remember that's what that part was going on, right?
They're basically the ACLU, but they're taking a different approach to shit.
Oh, I'm very familiar with the ACLU. Yeah.
They're leaning into the mysticism, and
they're using that as like to maybe gain attention or something.
Well, it's like Pastafarians, right?
Oh yeah, the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Yeah,
which is a really good idea by that guy in college to counteract. Yeah, the religious problem that was going on there. Hey, if there's time, if you have time for this, or going to give someone else's religion any kind of time or anything, well, guess what? This is mine. You're going to give me just as much time, or I'm going to sue the ever loving shit out of you. Yeah, that's what was going on. You know?
And they're trying to expose I feel like they're trying to expose how silly a religion is.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, anyone could just say they believe in anything.
Or like, you have your thing,
right?
You know?
Right.
And
it's it's really goofy. Right.
It is really cool that like, because really the core of it is, hey, you know, most people are Christians, Catholics in America, and so like other things should have a thing, you know, like Muslims and other people, you know what I mean? Like they should get like equal time.
I'm all for that personally.
Like we used to do prayer in school,
yeah,
and it's like, well, wait, we just do. Christian prayers, right?
Right.
So it's like, no. You got to balance it out. You got to Got to either do all or none. Yeah.
If you go to a private, like the Archdiocese, right,
Yeah.
Philadelphia, if you go to that, well, obviously you're going to have Christian prayers. But if you go to a public school, if I don't think they're allowed to do that, or maybe that's a state by state thing, or is that a federal mandated thing?
Yeah.
I'm not super.
Me neither. But I know for like around in the Northeast, like liberal states, they ended up chopping it out, and it just doesn't happen anymore.
Right. I was going to say, let's say the girl or boy that practices Hinduism, right? Yeah. There's lots of gods. It's all polytheistic, So if they get to have time for prayer within the classroom, then anybody that claims to have a religious reason to have a prayer, they should also have that same amount of time. Yeah, I don't think that they should favor a particular religion just because it doesn't mesh with your own philosophy, right? I think that's inappropriate.
Yeah. And it does make sense, though. Like, on something, like just to play devil's advocate there, it makes sense where you're like, dude, 95%.
I think I know what you're going to...
95% of us are Christians. It's kind of a thing. You're barely bumping anything else, So it's like, in most cases, it's kind of fine.
In most cases it is, and even the other folks are okay with it.
Yeah.
Of the other religions.
Yeah.
But it's like, let's just say everybody wants the death penalty for stealing bananas. Just because 90% of the population wants that doesn't mean we should install a law that kills people for stealing. You know what I mean? Just because everyone wants something.
Democracy.
It's not... Let's just say everybody... Okay, this water fountain over here... Yeah. All the people from Bangladesh are not allowed to drink there. And that's a 100%, thing that we'll all sign. Yeah. Well, fuck you. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care if it's well, you can't go over 100%, but I don't care how many people sign it. That's totally bonkers. Right?
Democracy is designed to
protect the minority from protect the minority and to just protect people's rights in general, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just, here's the thing, because I side with that whole, you and me are in agreement here, but I also do see where people are like, hey man, it's fucking Alabama. Can you just let us?
I get it. Right.
It is this thing of like.
And here's the thing. See, if let's say another religious group is okay with it, because maybe there's just one or two of them within wherever the situation is, and if they're okay with it, just to save time, right? Just to be practical about shit.
Yeah.
Cool. But there is like other organizations that will fight that because they believe it to be inappropriate.
Yeah, I kind of like.
There's always outside. Organizations who will legally try to, bring justice to that.
I kind of like the idea. I like the people that show up to ruin everyone's fun. You know what I mean? Just to be like, hey, you know what?
Oh yeah, that's when the party starts.
You guys got some cool. Yeah, this is wild shit going on. It's pretty cool. But hey, listen, I don't think it's not legal.
Yeah,
it's kind of, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court doesn't like what the hell is going on here.
But yeah, so I used to host these.
One of them,
right there.
Oh.
I used to.
I thought it was one of your empty, easy riding.
Oh. My easy rider bag over there.
Well, you got no, right here. I thought it was part of the pile, but it wasn't. I wasn't paying attention.
Those are my empties. But yeah, I used to give speeches at Buddhist community centers.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Just and that's the only public speaking I've ever done. It's just, hey guys, we're all gonna pray for good shit, right? Like,
right.
I can. It was so long ago, and it was so like, what the fuck was I even doing there on some level? I can't even remember it.
Interesting.
But
wow. Yeah. Huh. And of course, Buddhism, big Metal Gear thing, dude.
Oh yeah. Let's go back to the Metal Gear.
Man.
Yin Yang. Tattooed on its ass.
Man, how do we... I always forget how we sidetracked.
It's so...
From that to...
I'll tell you, it's a beautiful process.
I mean, it's all good. Oh, yeah, it's all positive.
So I love it.
Loving it. I like it.
We do our thing. Metal Gear Solid. Boom. Let's talk about 3 things about politics and religion. Back to the Bering Strait.
The Bering Strait.
Back to that Gaelic chick. I can't remember her fucking name.
Oh, I can't remember her name for the life of me. I can't pronounce it.
So let's do this, right? So we pull up, right? We're in the manned torpedo, right? They put Snake in the torpedo.
Yeah.
It has no propulsion of its own. Has
Right.
Therefore
It's just
can't be
kind of
pickable.
pushed out, and then
Yep.
from there, Snake in his suit that protects him from the Arctic weather, so he can be in the water like a,
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna freeze my ass off out there, and they're like, "Nah, we got you."
Gotcha. You'll just swim up, and she injected some sort of peptide, some sort of something to help him not freeze also, which is incredible. So he has to swim a little bit, up to the island, and, there's no, like, sidewalks or red carpet for him. Yeah. He's got to, like, climb up rocks and ice or whatever, wherever the hell
First, he has to get out of the sub. He has to get out of the torpedo.
He's got to have some sort of gear that they probably told him to ditch, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, they told him to get rid of the thing. And yeah, I think he had he had some underwater.
And it was on-site,
OSP.
OSP, right. So he got everything that he needed, so he didn't have to bring extra shit. Which seems kind of dangerous. What if you run into trouble from the get-go? I don't know. That seems kind of goofy, but I'm sure there's reasons for this.
I'll tell you, I'm big on OSP. Just as a life philosophy.
This is a survival type. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
One time I woke up hungover, 5 a.m. I was on the subway platform already for some reason. I took it to the terminal. I was hungry. I was thirsty. I was beat, right? Had nothing on me. I had to go home. I had to go to work. I walked past a bench. There was a guy sleeping there. He had 2 pizzas stacked next to him. I, cracked the pizza open. I grabbed, a double slicer. Rah, rah, rah. Hop on the 14.
Double sliced it, son of a bitch.
OSP.
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 Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much, not even as a military thing, how much people actually OSP things.
A lot of OSP happening in Philly.
Especially in the office. Man,
Yeah.
I'm going to OSP all these supplies, man.
Staplers,
pens, glue.
Sticky note.
I'm going to get it all. Sticky notes. Oh, yeah.
Pens
Going to have to OSP that shit.
Pens are a big note.
Yep.
Sticky notes.
Yep.
Yeah. People love that. They couldn't insert them by sky because of the storm.
Right.
But
we did that's the spot we went to. First time shooting.
Yeah.
If you don't have your own eyes and ears, you do OSP there. They have it for you.
Yeah.
It's OSP.
You don't have a gun, they'll OSP that.
Oh yeah, that too. Right. I was just thinking of the protective gear, but yeah. So that's all OSP. You can go there with nothing.
Yeah.
Just need a credit card and your ID. That's it.
We'll equip you.
That's OSP.
I feel like life is OSP.
A lot of it is.
You come out of the womb and it's all OSP from there. Toys. Money.
I guess pretty much 100% of your gear and your food is OSP out of the womb.
Civilization. We were shat out of the womb 400,000 years in Africa. And we just, I believe in the Metal Gear Solid, caveman, just
yeah.
Oh, flint and tinder. Where do I find that? Colonel, these lions are biting my ass. You know what I mean? Just
These lions.
Yeah, lions and just like the there's
damn giraffes are hiding everything up in the trees.
Yeah. We need to develop a Colonel voice like Snake. You need the
some sort of a calm, but authoritative kind of what to do. Voice.
Like Snake. Your next move is to retrieve flint and tinder.
Flint and tinder, yeah. Colonel seems pretty relaxed when he talks about stuff in general.
Yeah. It's like
seems that way.
You need to rub 2 sticks together and make a fire.
Right. You need to take something sharp, Snake, and make sharpen up that stick, make a spear.
A spear.
Yeah. Fire's your first thing, definitely.
Remember question marks after everything? M9. Or no, that's a different one.
Right. It's weird. I think there was a question mark in that.
Because M9, he was like M9.
Oh, right. He wasn't really questioning it per se.
He was just salivating over.
I gotta use this thing again.
Yeah. He was either that or he was just like. It sounded like he was salivating.
He said it like this. He said it like M9.
M9.
It was weird. Something about it was converted to shoot only tranquilizer darts.
We gotta get Dave on the horn and ask him. That was a weird one. That was totally out of the blue.
Yeah, what were you questioning it? Did you not like that gun, or what's going on?
Like Snake, if you sneak up to the, I'm being Snake talking to Snake. If you sneak up
that's a dynamic there. That's interesting.
If you sneak up to the enemy village, you can find out how many bear pelts they have.
Or
Report back to base.
Especially in safari, like the deep of like Africa, I could see Zero, just because he's got that British accent. Well, Snake, today we're gonna go over fire making and what you'll need for your mission. That he's got this weird tone. It's hard to like me from like to mimic. Like
that was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well.
Snake, today we're gonna find out how to jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
And not kill yourself. Whatever.
I do like reducing everything to caveman. Any situation, every scenario, it all comes back to caveman.
Apparently. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, apparently, they have like there's this diet that's been real famous called the caveman diet.
Paleolithic diet, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have we didn't drink. There was some sort of genetic mutation that allowed us to tolerate lactate. Be able to drink milk essentially.
Yeah.
That came pretty recently compared to our history, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't do anything with wheat. Agriculture wasn't a thing for a long time.
Yeah.
We didn't do any of this stuff. We didn't plant stuff. We didn't, we didn't do anything. So we didn't eat milk and wheat and obviously no cheese, no milk.
Lactic resistance.
Lactic resistance. Jesus Christ. So what we did was we just ate. I could say fruits and vegetables, but basically we just ate all fauna and flora, right?
Yeah.
Plants, fruits and vegetables, all that stuff, and meat from animals. That's all we ate, essentially. Fish. If you're by the coast, that's what you're going to eat a lot. Whatever. Yeah. So apparently that's what we have evolved to metabolize, and our bodies work with naturally. We wouldn't need anything more than that. Everything else is kind of just stuff that we didn't. Oh, and sugar cane. We didn't do anything with sugar cane.
Yeah,
sugar cane, milk, obviously cheese. Because we couldn't digest milk. Yeah. Apparently, there was a mutation somewhere. Now everyone, there are some people that still don't get that mutation who are lactose intolerant. So they still don't have it from our ancestors from way back.
Going to the bathroom a lot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's a real thing, and that's pretty interesting to me. Fruits, vegetables, and as long as the fruits aren't too ripe, fruits and vegetables are unlimited, right?
Yeah.
Basically, fruits and vegetables are unlimited. You can eat whatever you want. You get high nutrient value of all that stuff, vitamins, minerals, everything. And as far as for your protein, just meats, fish.
Yeah. I hear that there's actually an all meat diet that. Like Jordan Peterson's on. He says it works really well.
You know what? I've heard of this diet from him because apparently he just for a long time, I forget who he got it from, a family member or something. He was just doing like vegetables and meat, specifically broccoli and meat for like the longest time. And then he's like, I just transitioned to meat. But that doesn't make it, see, this is just as far as nutritional, like this might be something I'm ignorant about. Like I thought you can get protein poisoning from just eating meat. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty positive about this. Human beings just can't eat meat. It'll be poisonous for your system.
It might be the quantity.
You can have a good amount of protein, but it has to be with other stuff.
Yeah.
Right. If it's just protein from any source, that's poisonous.
Yeah.
You could like get really, really sick, if not die from it.
It could be a quantity thing.
So maybe just the amount?
Because on some level, because here's the thing, like everybody's got these diets and ideas. Mm-hmm. On some level, food, like water, you need water all day, every day.
Yeah. People don't drink enough water,
Yeah. Some people overdo the water.
That's true.
I think I fucking do it.
I mean,
right there.
If that's one day, I mean, like I said, I'm not a nutritionist, but like, that seems pretty healthy for one day.
Oh, but I mean, earlier I chugged a gallon. You know what I mean? I'm constantly drinking water, which is I hear it's
and
like, a trade off.
From what I talked to my doctor, like you and me, guys our size, we need to even have more water, than normal, just to, lubricate your organs. You talk to a dermatologist and they're going to be, hey, what's the best cream for your skin? What's this? What's the best this? They're going to be like, stop. The best thing you can do for your skin, drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
There you go.
Drink water. Don't shower don't scrub your cells every day.
Right.
Every other day.
And apparently that's bad for your hair. Because, you know, if you really strip all that oil, well, it's not really healthy for your hair, but if you do that, apparently your scalp overproduces the oil.
Yeah,
So your hair, even though you wash every day, your hair will get like really, really oily quickly.
Yeah.
Right? So like every other day, you know, for guys, I have shorter hair, so
I feel like dudes need to eat.
It might be different for you because, you know, depending on.
Yeah, I got a whole. I've been shampooing lately, but usually I do like conditioner.
Yeah.
And for a while I was doing just conditioner.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like if you shampoo once a week, that's kind of good. It really depends.
Really.
Because I feel if I get all grainy.
I thought it would have to be more than that, but maybe not. I mean, it depends. It depends. Well, everyone produces oil, I guess, at a slightly different rate. Yeah. You know, the natural oil from your follicles that just seeps in all the way to the, you know, or follicles, maybe your roots is what I mean.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, everyone produces that more or less at a slightly different rate, right? Yeah. So that'll be different for.
Yeah, it's a weird
individual, so to speak.
Honestly, like if you ask hippies, dude, they're like, dude, don't shower for a month and watch your body just fucking start to just slough off all this. Like, they're like, you stop stinking, and your body does its thing and it cleans itself. You know?
What happens?
Like if you like it just your body.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, me neither. Your body, it's supposed to naturally get rid of it.
If you don't take a shower at all.
Like, yeah, if you just have these
like, what does your skin do?
I think your body it gets rid of the fucking toxins over time. And if you don't take in more toxins, you're eventually just this.
Because I mean, I'll have to look into it. Like, I don't know about it. What you're talking about? That's interesting. If your body does have some sort of natural.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like
hippies swear up and down by that shit.
But it's like the more you. Yes, this is something I'm ignorant about. Something I don't understand. But like, I'm thinking like the more you. Let's say go without taking a shower, bath, or whatever you do.
Yeah.
Like the more your pores, you know, all over your skin just keep getting clogged with just dirt and debris and sweat, and your sweat. Every time you sweat, it releases it releases waste from your body, not just water.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be some kind of.
They keep getting clogged, so like. I don't know how that can work.
I feel like you need a rinse-off system, and then you need, like, a natural soap. Something that doesn't... Because I feel like certain soaps that, like, you scrub it in, and then, you know, I mean, like, that just... It just ends up clogging your
pores. A lot
of
body washes are considered this, like, synthetic detergent.
Parabens.
Right. That's, like...
Parabens in my body wash.
Whatever else nasty shit they might put in, you know, body washes, shampoos, bars of soap.
And that leads me to that thing. It's so impossible to know if anything's good or bad.
These labs test this stuff, you know. Yeah, but you have to they have to put out their data, you know. They have to release their findings, you know.
And then does it work for your skin? Does it hurt my skin?
Yeah. Some people are more allergic to certain soaps, and some people to an extreme need certain soaps that are hypoallergenic, that don't have certain things that may bother other people, you know.
They just need one manual of like best practices for like life and as a human.
Straight as a human being, right?
Just use this soap. Don't use that. Do this. You know what I mean? Just they should put that out. Just the user manual for the human body.
You know, I think Snake doesn't give a shit about any of that, and he showers like twice a day. He just doesn't care. He's like, I'm just gonna all these systems, all this hair stuff. Nah. I'm going to get out the Dove exfoliant beauty bar.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like there is something to like.
I'll tell you what, I do like the Dove. I straight up use it's called beauty bar. You know, it's unisex. Anybody can use it as a bar of soap.
Beauty bar.
Yeah. I get the, I straight up get the one with the exfoliant in it. It's got these tiny little blue beads in it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Well, like it's a real thing. It just helps with
I love a good exfoliant.
Dead skin. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. Makes you feel better. Yeah, straight up use the Dove. It's awesome.
The first time I started using exfoliant, I had these exfoliating gloves, and I would pour this.
I've seen them. Yeah.
I would pour this. It's an acai berry and chocolate mix. It's like in a tube, and it's like it's for exfoliating.
Straight exfoliant, yeah.
Boop, and you just everywhere. My skin was never better.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I haven't done it in a while, or used a more aggressive exfoliant that I haven't in a while. Like, I can tell when I get a shower. Your skin is like, you can feel it. You could feel it like breathing almost. I mean, literally, your pores are completely clean, all the dead skin's off, and it's great.
I need to get back to my skincare routine because I haven't exfoliated in a decade.
Exfoliated.
I'm saying this as Snake, but like I mean it as Shawn the Don. But
You know what? There's some. I don't know if it's necessarily good or bad, but there's some people that have just never used an exfoliant ever in their life, right?
yeah,
I'm not so conscious about it, but I do just buy the soap that has it in it. I don't have to think about it. You know, whatever.
sounds like the move. So let me think.
Yeah. Again, dude. I don't know how this translated from our the last point we were at.
It's OSP.
Well, we were in the very beginning. You know, a couple hours ago now, whatever it was. We did start from the beginning, the actual beginning. We started from the Nintendo games. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't even know. And then we got to the where we were at was him swimming up. Yeah. OSP. He needed some gear to get up. So
he's about to run into his first enemy.
He's going to run into his first
3 hours later.
Yeah, right.
I love
the
it.
first boss fight is, I guess it's Ocelot?
Yeah.
In the basement, B1 or B2 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's Ocelot, yeah.
The B2, and literally this is a line, the B2 basement. He says that to the Colonel.
The B2 basement. Right.
Dude, you're so much better at Dave than me. You're like Dave.
Than Dave, not even Snake.
Yeah,
he
Dave.
said I'm better than Dave. Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk too much about. I don't know how much time you wanted to do about we didn't talk too much about story. I mean, the story for those games are pretty basic.
Yeah, it's all very.
He meets Colonel I think he meets Colonel. Colonel gets assigned to Fox.
Yeah,
and I think Colonel. That's the first time Colonel shows up. I think it's the second one. Might be wrong.
Yeah.
But in one of those games, it's not like he's known him for a while from then. He's known him for a while in PS1.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're old war buddies.
Gray Fox is in I forget which game he's in.
He's in 2.
It's the Canon 2, right?
Yep.
Right, yeah, not that other weird one.
Canon.
So yeah, he rescues people a lot. Goes after some weird bosses. You know, all the Metal Gear bad guys are all nuts and crazy and have all this. You know.
Yeah, Metal Gear 1 and 2 had some funny bosses.
They did. Their names are off the wall.
Fire Trooper.
Yeah, right. And I say that and I forget what they are, but I remember them being just really strange. Maybe it was a translation thing. I don't know. Their names are Fire Trooper. Their names are just strange.
The Machine Gun Kid.
Machine Gun Kid? Yeah. So he finds... First of all, you fight Big Boss in both of them.
Yeah.
Outer Heaven and Zanzibar Land.
Yeah.
And in Zanzibar Land, Big Boss is like... He's like the president of Zanzibar Land, essentially. He's like the ruler.
Yeah.
Right? So, hand to hand, Snake kind of beats him in both. Big Boss gives him a pretty good run for his money in the second one, but then Snake finds like a flamethrower in the boss fight.
Oh, no, you know what?
I've only played them once, but I'm just kind of...
He finds a can of hairspray and a lighter.
Is that what it is? It's not even like a gun flamethrower. Is that really what it is?
OSP, baby.
OSP. There it is again.
Yep.
See?
Just fucking found it.
And like that's how he gets the advantage over him. And he does say at the end of it, you know, basically they find the actual. Basically, he finds a Metal Gear, talking to people, using the codec, just like the the modern games.
Yeah.
And he destroys the Metal Gear, and the whole base explodes. And at the end of the second one, he says, the base explodes in the first one.
Yeah.
It explodes like twice. It's a weird cutscene. Huh. And in the second one, at the very, very end of it, Big Boss says something like, we'll meet again. And he says something like, oh man, I hope I'm not botching this. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Ocelot. Never mind. He says something like, we'll meet again on the battlefield kind of deal, right? Yeah, he told Ocelot, I will never let the sons of Big Boss fight or go to war or something along those lines, right?
Yeah, I think Kaz and Ocelot had that conversation.
Is that what? Okay.
Because Kaz said, I'm going to support the sons of Big Boss and take that son of a bitch down.
Right.
And Ocelot says, I'm going to support Big Boss and the boss's dream.
Sure. Yeah, right. And, that's that whole thing. That's that whole conflict was because it all really started. Well, I mean, the real beginning of the story essentially is the philosopher's legacy. Mm-hmm. In like 1918, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
They America China, Russia. They got like $100 billion, which is like a number that like didn't really exist back then.
Yeah.
But they were able to obtain it, right? And they're like, we don't want another world war to happen. But, a lot of crazy shit happened, political stuff. Sure enough, they weren't able to manipulate that like they thought. And, the cachet, the funds... The cachet, the funds were still there. But they weren't around anymore, and that's where the competing forces. Did the boss want? I think Big Boss. Jack. I think he or John. I think his name was.
No, you know what it is. This is interesting. He calls himself Jack. He talks to Zero.
Yeah, I actually forget what his real name is. I think it's John.
It's Jack.
When
he bumps into Eva and Ocelot, he says his name's John.
Right. In Snake Eater, he says his name's too, depending on who he's talking to.
Yeah,
Ocelot. He said the other name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not honest with people in the field. With Zero, hey, I'm Jack.
Interesting. Yeah.
But which is interesting that Jack and John are like they're the same name, right?
Yeah. People interchange them even now.
John F. Kennedy, he used to call him Jack Kennedy.
Jack Kennedy.
Yeah, so it's very like he's close.
That's interesting.
Manus.
Right.
Magnum.
Same deal.
Same deal, similar, right? But he's not being completely honest with the people he meets. Like he's cool with his people, like his.
I guess he shouldn't be, right? Because why tell them
the real
name?
Himself.
Yeah.
He's down with the unit and Fox.
Yeah.
But like out in the field, he's like, yeah, I'm this guy.
Right. And I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So John, Jack, whatever, Big Boss. Mm-hmm. He thought they were basically interpreting the will of the boss when she died.
Yeah.
I think he thought that she wanted a world where soldiers, hope I'm not getting this wrong, where soldiers are able to operate without being controlled as tools of governments, being used as a tool and being tossed away.
Yeah.
And I think the rest of them, everyone that was, the original Patriots, which was, Paramedic, Sigget, Zero, Eva. Right, they were all, I think they were interpreting her will a little differently. I forget exactly what they thought about it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think what they thought her deal was.
Right.
Was
I forget.
It was a
it's
world
just
where
too big of a story.
It's a war doesn't need to exist anymore, and you can control armies and governments and nations.
One entity that controls the whole world, so war doesn't really happen. That's it. I think that's it. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they took this kind of this non-libertine approach to it, and what's his face, Jack, Big Boss was like, nah, we just roll around, do our own thing, kill shit, and it's free. Yeah, I think that was
basically mercenary, basically soldiers who are respected, not treated. I get it. I get the idea. Outer heaven, right?
Yeah.
Soldiers who are treated as they operate with their own unit. They're not tools. They're not just things to be thrown away, right? They have so much more respect in that model, which is a really interesting idea.
What was the thing? It was something sans frontières.
Yeah, soldiers without, doctors without borders.
Yeah,
well, they soldiers. Yeah, the French terminology, like what you're trying to say. I don't know. I forget how to pronounce it.
Yeah, fuck.
Something militaire. Frontier.
Sans frontières. Yeah,
I'm probably botching that. But
yeah, militaire.
I think you got it. I think you.
Militaire sans frontières. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I fucking hate the French.
La le lule lo, and of course the Enfant Terrible, the terrible children.
Yeah.
That was the name of the project of cloning Big Boss, Liquid Snake. That was the actual name of it.
Yeah.
Interesting. The terrible children. Right?
I think all those where did all those French names come from though?
Don't know why that's pretty heavy in that game. Well, it's not even that heavy. We're just talking like a few of them.
You know what's funny?
I don't know. There's a bunch of them though.
I feel like Big Boss mentions at some point in Metal Gear Solid 5, he's like, why do you have that crappy French name?
They were in Paris in the fourth one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So in 5 they mention whose name?
Big Boss when they suspect that what's his face, the kid, the White Mamba, when they suspect that he might be one of the Les Enfants Terribles projects.
Right. I'm not up to that point yet.
Okay. But he does mention something. He says,
Yeah, I'll probably be up to that point pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat that.
He
game
does
soon.
mention that he hates the French name, though. He's like, yeah, I always kind of hated that name. Which is funny, like the French, you know? Which is funny because it's kind of a shout out to the fact that he used to call his organization Military Sans Frontières.
Right.
Like, it's really, now that I think about it,
I love that idea.
I don't know if Hideo's being cheeky or if he just forgot that he had Big Boss name the thing. That then later he's like, yeah, I'm not cool with that fruity shit. Like,
Right. How did that go?
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
It's either a cheeky nod to it or it's just
It might just be that. I don't know.
it's either that
sure.
or you just forgot it. Which,
You know what?
being a big fan,
Probably just forgot it.
yeah, being a big fan of like Japanese media, they always do that.
Probably just straight forgot.
They just forget a thing, and they. But it's cool if it's a shout out.
Right.
But
Oh, interesting.
you know what's funny with the philosophers and the Patriots, right? We were talking about that up front.
Yeah, that's the real beginning of all the Metal Gear stories.
Yeah.
And what happened with the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that when you look at all the Metal Gears and like you're always like, who are these fucking people? And you realize over time what they're describing with all these different groups. They're just describing the massive like force of people because it isn't just those members. It's it's the economies and it's the ideologies.
Oh, that's a
these
big
people.
part of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because like in 5, you realize that Zero's Patriots have gone out of control because now it created this thing called Cypher. It created
Right.
what's his face, Skullface, head of the
Right.
and that guy is not,
XOF.
Yeah. and he's not necessarily
I don't even know who he is yet. He's like this mythical figure. I don't know yet. I'll probably find out.
and you
pretty soon.
you realize he's actually like he's a part because because Fox did its first mission in 64 to do its thing.
Yeah,
And then-
XOF was set up
XOF was the cleanup, the mirror image
that Zero
of Fox.
put together, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it was the thing to say, hey, you go in and clean up after Fox. You're the dirty side of it.
Right.
You know what
They
I
were
mean?
still part of that.
Yeah.
They weren't like enemies of Fox.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then now when it's come to Cypher where, that's just happening now, you realize that these mechanisms they've been creating, like this control system that Zero's been building throughout the whole time, he's actually, it's took on a life of its own. And it doesn't necessarily have top-down control of everything.
Right.
And it just, so really just as shit goes on, you just realize, oh yeah, everything's just running wild, right? Everybody's an actor somewhere within these organizations. They're not 100%, you know what I mean? Everybody's interpreting their own, like, oh, here's my career, here's my...
Sure, yeah.
And so you realize that the whole time that you think there's this Wiseman's committee and they've been doing all this shit.
Oh, I remember that, the Wiseman.
Yeah. And then you realize, oh yeah, it works in Metal Gear Solid, it works just like it works in real life. People have intentions, they try to do a thing, and it all just, at the individual level, it all falls apart. Because people just do whatever the fuck they're going to do anyway.
Oh, no doubt.
And and so the philosophers, the Patriots, the AI, the meme, right? Everything takes on its own will, so that by the time you get to the guns of the Patriots, you don't even know what you know what I mean? The AI is just...
what a lot of story, man.
Yeah, the AI is just sucking up everything that it can. It just knows the world.
Right.
And it's just...
Learning as it's going kind of deal, yeah.
I remember the AI basically defeats itself because it puts Drebin in place. You know what I mean? And then the whole, remember at the end with the whole...
let me try to... It's been a minute since I played that game.
Remember Rat Patrol 01 is...
Meryl's group.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's such a mess and just such a non-organization.
A mess.
that the AI puts into motion the mechanisms that will actually destroy itself. The AI kind of decided to kill itself.
It decided to kill itself, and that was another way they tricked the AI, if I remember. The Solidus.
Yeah,
but they made the AI think that was Big Boss.
Yeah,
the AI didn't know about Big Boss.
Yeah,
so I guess it tricked itself literally.
Yeah.
But then but there was that code. That oh man, been a minute.
Yeah.
That what's that little girl's name that was with making the Sonny.
Yeah.
Sonny wrote the code
That
actually destroyed
Yeah.
the AI that they were able to input. She's the one who wrote it.
Fox Alive.
Yeah, yeah. Fox Alive, right?
Yeah.
Instead of Fox Total.
I do.
I like
Yeah.
the philosophical 180.
Yeah.
You know.
By then you're also like, all right, that's Kojima's like 15th reveal and conceit. You know what I mean? Like it's all one big heist film at that point. You're like, all right. You did the 180 and everything's nice now.
Yeah, there was something I wanted to go back on. I think I started to talk the history of. Yeah, the first thing you could point to was the Philosopher's Legacy. That was a big part of it, because that's what they were after in Snake Eater. Just the money part, and the microfilm is what showed where the caches, where it was stored. Yeah. But really, the main, the original figure, who's the most important figurehead of the whole series, is the boss.
Yeah.
In World War II, she was the mother of Special Forces.
Yeah.
She must have been really, really young, but look, she was running with that unit in World War II.
Yeah.
That's the Cobra unit. That's really incredible. That's really, really neat. I think she met up with...
She's kind of the first Snake.
She's the real pivotal first one. Yeah, really. And what she did, how the whole world thought she defected, but she didn't. She remained a patriot, true blue, till the end, till death. And she even knew what the world would think of her, and that Snake himself would have to probably kill her, and she was okay with that.
Yeah.
But I think she met him at he was maybe 15, I think at the time, something like that.
Yeah.
And they developed CQC together.
Yeah.
Snake says, we lived and died together.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We lived and died together, right? So I think it was just important to understand her a little bit. Because I just think she's one of the most important characters in the whole series.
Yeah.
Because
basically the philosophers at that point, they're the AI, and she is Snake, and she's subverting the system.
Oh yeah. It's all kind of similar. Yeah. Right.
In it's kind of like how
she was able to beat the AI, even though she was able to beat the later to be the Patriots. Right.
It's always this political system of control that works as mechanisms throughout the eras, throughout history. And then you always have the people that are going to just do their own thing anyway. And just...
In the fourth one, what did they call that? SOP system? Remember Ocelot? Posing as Liquid,
Yeah.
But it's just Ocelot,
Yeah.
With the SOP system, everyone had nanomachines inside of them.
Yeah.
So, and that's however they can grab their own weapons, kind of thing.
Only they could. Yeah, it would.
So, with a snap, somehow I forget exactly how he was able to control that, but he made all the soldiers with that are linked to that system just shut down.
Oh yeah, you know what it was?
In pain or something. I forget how he was able to do that.
What he did was he tricked him so he became Liquid's doppelganger. And
he tricked the AI.
Thinking
he was Liquid.
He had Liquid's DNA in the arm.
Yeah.
And he was able to fully trick, because he's Liquid, and then there's Big Boss and Snake and Solidus.
Right.
So he has the DNA to unlock the AI.
Right.
Because it would only respond to Big Boss.
Right. Which they're all clones. Solidus, Liquid, Snake. They're all clones.
So because he was able to, he had the DNA on him, and he was able to fully trick himself to become Liquid.
Right.
That's why he had the keys to unlock the system. He couldn't do the whole... There's 5 AI. I guess he couldn't do the whole thing for some reason.
Right.
But that's how early on, he was able to subvert it that way. Because he being this outside agent of shit, he became Big Boss. Basically.
Yeah. Temporarily. To the AI,
just on a genetic level.
A genetic level, yeah. What was that? What was that whole Liquid psychological thing? He was implanted with, obviously he was never Liquid. Liquid. Yeah. Liquid's dead. He was never,
Yeah, he just decided. He just mentally.
It happened in the second one, right?
Yeah.
How did they psychologically put Liquid's profile in his head?
Because you know what he did.
I forget.
He tricked himself.
He did it. Okay. There you go.
He just decided, I have his arm. I'm going to be Liquid.
I mean, he must have really convinced himself that. to do that.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
That's why at the end he's like, I'm really Ocelot.
Right.
But
Right.
I've been acting like Liquid the whole time. Just because he had to play that role.
Play the role. Sure, that's all it was, yeah.
And he's an interesting figure because you know where he was born, how he was born, right?
He's the son of the boss and the Sorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right,
So he's born.
He's like their actual genetic son. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's
biological.
It's the same deal with Olga and Sonny. She gives birth at the Battle of Normandy. And the philosophers take Ocelot away, use him for their own aims. So he's been a part of.
Oh, he's just been their pawn.
Yeah,
he's just been
So he's just in the system, double, triple crossing everybody, and then towards the end he's like, "Oh yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna hang back, play my role, and then when my time comes, break the system." And he lives this life for. He's like goddamn 80 years old by the time it ends, and he's just like,
I guess so, yeah.
And he's like the true instrument of breaking the shit. You know what I mean? It's just,
yeah.
It's so wild, just like,
wow,
yeah.
Jesus. So we were talking about the PS1 game periodically.
He's crawling up the dock.
Right, yeah.
He sees his first enemy.
Right.
He
So
hides.
he's just literally, and he's still in his like scuba type.
Yeah, he's stuck at the thing.
Minimalistic.
You can't see his face yet. Yeah,
right.
Because he takes it off when he goes up the elevator, and he's like, "I'm Snake."
Right. Immediate call from Campbell.
Yeah.
Like clockwork. Immediately.
Dude, he hops up the dock. He's like, "Snake, you better hide." And he like leans up against the wall, and they give you the controls. They're like, "All right, do this. Avoid the shit.
Yeah.
You can't go up the elevator when you're on alert. It's got to be all cool."
Right. You can't be, and if you're seen, you have to hide or go under something or knock people out.
You got no gun. Yeah, you can fight them all if you want, but yeah, it's just.
Did you know that there's some human beings that don't know this? You can dive on alert mode. You can dive back in the water.
Yeah.
And there's like a ledge or something you go back onto.
I think you walk under, and I think you walk underwater, don't you?
You can walk underwater, and I think maybe this game. Or maybe it was the Twin Snakes for the GameCube, the remake.
Yeah.
There's an item or two, like a ration or something.
Yeah, there's something down there.
I forget which game it is. I think it might be the newer one.
Yeah.
So, you do that little section, you avoid people. You go up the main elevator, and that's where the credits kind of roll, opening, that's where the title.
That's the,
He's standing in the elevator as he's removing the scuba gear, I remember. And you see, he's standing there, ready to go. Metal Gear Solid.
Yep.
He gets out. I think there's an immediate cutscene, or maybe you run over to the right a little bit, and he sees.
Yeah. He doesn't want to be seen.
Oh, wait a minute.
Because Liquid's out there with the helicopter.
I forgot something. Before he even goes up in the elevator, Liquid says, "Keep an eye out. Something.
Yeah. He knows Snake's
He'll be
there.
through here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
Because that's the only point they know he could probably come through.
Yep.
And those guards, they failed.
But here's the thing. Foreshadowing to the whole... The Japanese people do this shit all the time, too. He's foreshadowing to the... basically to the PAL key, right? Mm-hmm. Because at this point, spoiler for the listener, they don't know how to activate the nuke. So they need Snake to come in, figure it out for him.
Right. Yeah.
So while he's kind of... Japanese people in media... They love at the end to say that the bad guy planned everything all along and led the protagonist up to this point. That's a big thing in Bleach, and that's a big thing in MGS, because you realize Liquid's been...
Ocelot even calls him Carrier Boy. I think some people thought that was referring to the virus, the fox die thing, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It was referring to what you just said.
He's bringing in that thing.
Interesting, yeah. Carrier Boy, yeah.
And again, Ocelot working with the system, Patriots, whatever. Mm-hmm. Only guy that's immune to Fox die.
Right.
Because they have control over it, and they're like, nah, check this out, Naomi. All right?
Yeah.
She is part of a civilian corporation. It's called AGCT, I believe. And
yeah, they talk more about that in the fourth one, I think.
Yeah, they talk about it more later.
I remember that in the fourth one, yeah.
Yeah. And it's... That's referring to the acronym. It refers to there's 4 types of genetic markers, there's 4 super types, and it's yeah.
Oh, aren't they the 4 letters?
Yeah, the 4
of
letters
your DNA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, I'm a little familiar with it. Right.
So they're
Interesting. What is that organization though? I forget what it does.
It's a civilian organization. They tell about it more later, but they started the Les Infanteries project.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So there was this interesting little genetic...
The cloning of Big Boss. Yeah.
It's like a medical lab. You know what I mean? It's a Theranos of its own. Where it's and they do.
Yeah. Except they actually have actual real results.
They actually do shit.
They actually do shit. Right.
Yeah, and Naomi should have had Liz Holmes' voice.
Yeah. Naomi should have been like, "Well, Snake,
I'm
giving you this injection now.
And
I'll give you peptides so your blood doesn't."
Yeah. That would be right. But yeah, so yeah. But like, yeah, so they're involved in all the genetic shit in Metal Gear Solid from way back.
Interesting.
This corporation's involved in it. I don't know if it's the same deal with Gray Fox in the suit and whatever it was. It might be a different... That's probably a different bag. But everything else, like, they kind of work with... They work with Cypher and they work with DARPA.
Yeah. Who was it that helped Gray Fox with that?
Okay, so... Gray Fox, so Paramedic experimented on Gray Fox.
That's who it was. I it was right on the tip of my tongue. I forgot who it was. Right. Paramedic. Right.
Paramedic ends up, dying to Gray Fox. I got to go back and look at Metal Gear Solid 1 because I believe they mentioned the doctor's last name. And I got to see if those match up. Mm. But I know they retconned it. Where they're like, all right, here's the throwaway doctor that Gray Fox kills. Yeah. And then by 3 and 4, they decide that's the person who did it.
They decide canon.
Yeah, they just shove it in there. Yeah. But yeah, freaking...
Where are we at here? Oh, the elevator. He's on top of the elevator.
Yeah, he's coming up the elevator. He ducks.
Yeah. And he sees the liquid... did liquid take off on that hind D?
I think liquid is about to take off, right? He saw something he had to get out of the way of.
Right.
I think he took off. He's flying around because there's MiGs on the way, right? F-16s, Harriers, or whatever.
Eventually, he says something on the lines of, "He'll be through here."
Yeah,
I know it.
Yeah, there's that.
Right. I forget if it was when he was going up in the elevator telling those two stooges.
It was, yeah.
Is that when that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was then. Once they get up to the surface, he takes off to go shoot down the F-16s.
Yeah, he actually shot him down with the hind D.
Yeah, and
the hind D is like this really huge, specialized Russian just attack chopper. It has so many different weapons on it.
What's
if you're a really good pilot,
what's a Russian gunship doing here?
Right.
Yeah, so he's shooting. It should be a sitting duck, right? Because he's just hanging out. He's just floating around. These F-16s move at fucking 900 miles an hour.
Yeah, right. It's just, maybe they were going in there to escort him down. Look, I don't know. I don't know what they were doing or where they wanted him to go. But
I think they scrambled the jets to...
Apparently he did shoot him down.
Yeah, they scrambled those 2 jets to kind of intercept it. You know what I mean? They wanted guns around it because it's still a hostage negotiation.
Sure,
and they're like, wait, maybe we can swing through, bomb some shit, or just fuck them up somehow. And Liquid thwarts our plans. Or there was some kind of... I don't know if there was I gotta watch it again. There was some kind of cover they were... Oh.
I forget that.
The F-16s were there to establish cover for Snake.
Cover for him?
Because
What were they?
Because they swing through, they cause a ruckus. And now...
Oh, like just a distraction.
Yeah.
Decoys.
Exactly, yeah.
Decoys, yeah.
So while they're busy dealing with this military threat, Snake can sneak in and get around.
Interesting. Yeah, just enough to get in the facility. And there's
Which
two...
is crazy.
I mean, you get your first... There's two ways into the facility. You can go up steps, avoiding security cameras.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a couple little things, grenades or chaff, whatever.
Yeah.
So you can go up on the second floor, and you still get in the hangar bay, whatever that big area is with the steps, and there's an elevator. Yeah. But before you get in, Snake's legendary pistol, the first one you get, the SOCOM, which is made by H&K, and it's a Mark 23. Yeah. Which is like it's
a big, powerful.
You're right. It's a 45 ACP. It is a huge gun. It is absolutely huge. Yeah. And Nastasha Romanenko mentions that too. She's like, a lot of soldiers, aren't really comfortable with it because it's so huge and it's so cumbersome. Yeah. But this gun was designed to shoot extraordinarily accurately.
Yeah.
And with the military trials, but also be able to shoot reliably. Maybe even more important. It survived. The military trials were a lot. There's a big specification on it. The real gun we're talking about.
Yeah.
It was supposed to shoot 2,000 rounds without any stoppages, from what I've researched.
Yeah.
This thing went thousands of rounds beyond that, without any stoppage, without cleaning. Right. Like it did a certain amount of regular standard SAMI pressure rounds, NATO pressure rounds. And then it did like plus P rounds, a certain amount without any stuff. Plus P is basically there's more pressure within the rounds.
Yeah.
A higher powder charge, or
it's just a stronger round, right?
It's a stronger round. It's a higher pressure charge. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's more wear and tear on the gun.
Right.
But this gun was just like, and I mean, people say this about it's just an absolute tank.
It just
it's
holds
the most
up.
over-engineered gun, and it's an extraordinarily accurate gun. It had to shoot a certain group, I think, at like 25 or 50 yards or something like that, and it made it within that group, and I think it did even better than what it was supposed to. So and this gun he has through the whole game. You see the gun in cutscenes. It's like really iconic, right?
I use this gun. I swear to God, it's the only gun. It might be the only gun I use in that game. Except
I
for the
used it a
special
lot, and once you get that suppressor, it's over.
Yeah.
It's just the gun you use for a lot of
That suppressor lasts forever, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's no time restraints on the suppressor in that game, right?
1 and 2, I think it's like that, and then afterwards they're like, let's make it
right.
realistic.
I remember Snake Eaters when they started, because suppressors were. I don't want to say they were super new back then, but like they weren't as good, and they can only last for so many rounds, and then then the shots kept getting louder, and as the internal baffles of the suppressor itself, how the gases expand within the suppressor really, really fast. And I'm calling it that because a silencer is a big misnomer.
Yeah.
It doesn't silence anything.
It's more
It's just
muffler.
it's sort of, you can hide your shot. It's harder to find out. Right, it's muffling. It's harder to find out where it's coming from.
Similar technologies involved too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So the baffles get dirty pretty quickly, and the gas can't expand properly before it leaves the barrel, and the shots keep getting louder and louder and louder.
I see.
Right. That's just the basic fundamental gist of it. So they called it the I think the soldiers actually in real life called it the hush puppy. Because apparently they had to shoot dogs that would alert their position. Like in I don't know, I guess I forget where they used it exactly.
All the adventures of the 20th century.
Right. And that's what it was called in the game.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
silencers today.
Yeah.
How long do they last long? Are they
I mean, the materials, the engineering with it are so much better. The materials are a little better. They can last for quite a while, and there's some silencers that you do not need. Well, actually, there's some suppressors that you do not need ear protection for, even for like 9mm 40 S&W type rounds. Like it suppresses the decibels that is considered safe for the human ear to hear and not have any damage.
Damn.
Like okay, if you okay, let's say you put a really really good suppressor on a 22 like we were shooting.
Yeah.
And you specifically use rounds that are specifically even quieter than normal rounds in general. They're called 22 quiet.
Minus P.
Yeah, right. Minus P, right. Negative P, right.
Yeah.
It's interesting, yeah. So basically, you combine the already quieter rounds in general, and they are quieter in general. You combine that with a really good suppressor, and I mean the best stuff you can get, and you combine those two, and all you hear, like literally, this isn't all you hear is just the bolt. Just the mechanism of the gun itself, the bolt moving back, extracting the round and loading the new one. That's what you hear.
The round makes the shell makes more noise than the actual.
Oh yeah,
shell.
yeah. Well, the mechanics, the bolt just coming back, and going forward.
God damn.
So I mean,
they've got to figure it out.
Suppressors are really really good now.
That's fucking
they're
cool.
great.
Fuck. Hang on 1 second.
Yep.
Piss on your razors. All right. And we're back.
Yep.
Alright, so we just got out the truck with the greatest handgun ever made, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. And we're trying to find a way in this facility. There's really one way through ventilation shaft. There's no doors to go into. There's nothing to climb over. Yeah. There's one on the top floor and one on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
And what's important about, the vent situation is you get a codec call from Master Miller.
It's true.
Right? What does he say exactly? He says, this is, hello, Snake. This is McDonald Miller.
Yeah.
McDonald, right. That was his first name.
Which is crazy because it's, what is it, Kazuhira and the other thing? Kaz? Yeah.
Even though,
Japanese people don't care.
Right. Spoilers, that's not,
It could be his nom de guerre.
Right, it's nom de guerre, right.
I'm Mr. MacDonald. That's such a...
Mac. Instead of Mick, even though it's spelled M-A-C.
Yeah. It's such a, like, what a Japanese dude thinks an American dude's name is.
Right.
MacDonald Miller.
Right. McDonald, right.
Yeah.
They see the M-A-C and,
It's such a, Dude, I'll show you later. There's a... It's a list. It's a Japanese baseball game for NES. And it's a list of a dude, all the players' names. Mm-hmm. And they're so jacked up. It's like...
Really?
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, it's like... I can't even explain it. It's so fucked up.
Huh.
But you could tell, like, oh yeah, Japanese dude wrote this.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. But all right. So
what the hell does he say to him? He says this is McDonald Miller. He's like, Master.
Been a long time.
I guess he was like survival specialist that taught Snake stuff, whatever. Yeah. And I forget exactly what that conversation was about. He was just telling him, hey, if you need any help with the, the fauna or flora, plants, animals, anything natural in the environment, give me a call. I'll help you out.
Yeah.
So let's say you're at the bottom. You come out of this vent. You're in like this sort of a hangar area where there's an area you can go outside to cross the field to get to the other part of the facility.
I think there's a tank in the center, right?
There's a tank in the center.
Creep around, so you got to come down and hit the elevator at some point.
Right. The crucial part of here,
no
matter who you talk to on the codec, if you call, I don't think you get any calls. You have to find the elevator. It's like kind of straight to the left in the back, and there's a few different floors: B1, B2.
I think that's it.
Maybe another one, or at least that's all you can do now.
I think it's B1 for DARPA, B2 for Ocelot.
B2, yeah, that's the first boss fight. Which is definitely, okay, so I guess most players will do the B1, which is sort of story canon anyway. I think Snake does that first anyway. Yeah. I'm just trying to remember this. It's been a minute. So you get off the elevator. I know there's a door that says, level 6 or something, which you can't go into yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because you need,
Yeah, you need the key.
Yeah, key card 1. Key card 6 opens all of them. 5 opens everything below it.
Yeah.
And so I don't even think you have one yet.
Yeah, it's the torture room.
Yeah, it's real close, but you don't know that right in the beginning.
Isn't there a key card 7 at the end? Or is 6 open them all?
I forget if there's 7. I forget. That's a good question.
Yeah.
So, Snake's, you work your way around the hallway. I think the other doors are locked. There's only one. It's the cell doors.
Yeah.
There's only one way up, and it's there's a ladder all the way at the end of the hallway.
Take the ladder up.
Yeah.
You go through
and there is a ration through the vent to the right of the ladder.
Gotcha.
Some people forgot about that. There's a ration there. You can go in there.
You
can't climb through it. It's just right there by crawling.
Just knowing, like, you pick a ration up there.
I remember it was sort of hidden.
That's deep lore right there.
That's
the
deep
fact
lore.
you're like, I remember where a fucking
nobody knew that first time around.
I remember where an item is at in the game, and it's hidden.
It's hidden, yeah. You can't go in the facility, but you can crouch, climb in the vent, or just crawl in the vent on the floor just a little bit, pop an extra ration.
Boom, half in, ration, I'm out.
You go up the elevator, you pass, before you, basically you're trying to save him. He's one of your objectives.
Yeah.
Through the debriefing in the beginning.
Yeah.
You pass through a couple different vents and you do see Meryl.
Yeah.
You definitely do see Meryl. And they're like, what does he say? He says,
he's like,
a woman?
Yeah.
He says, a woman? Not him.
That's
Like, no shit, Snake. It's not him because it's a chick.
It's a white girl.
Right.
Can't
It's
be
a white chick. Red hair.
Can't be the black guy.
That ain't the black dude.
Yeah.
So, and then you pass I think you pass a soldier. Do you pass that Johnny guy?
I think he's floating around in the vestibule.
Yeah. So eventually
You do see him in the cutscene, but I don't think Snake sees him yet.
Right, the players. Right, yeah.
The camera sees him.
So you're in the vent. You're looking down at a couple different rooms, and then you get to Donald Anderson. You just see him. Snake goes through the vent, introduces himself. Hey, you're Donald Anderson, the such and such, and he says yeah, but he tries to warn him about something. Oh, I forget exactly what.
Yeah, doesn't he starts off paranoid, right? He's like, you didn't.
Right. He starts off like scared, or he thinks, because he looks just like Liquid.
Oh yeah.
He looks he looks exactly like Liquid, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, you're not one of them.
You're not with the CIA, right? Like
Something like that, right? Something along those lines. Yeah, right. Initially.
Yeah.
And he starts talking. Of course, he starts feeling sick, right?
Yeah.
Are we doing spoilers for this right now?
Yeah, we can.
Or just how the gameplay evolves naturally.
I think.
You know what I mean? That's a good question.
I think we
to
can
know what we're doing here.
That's it, because we've been spoiling everything so far.
Yeah. I'll try to say spoilers, but like as we're saying, should we say the story as it progresses naturally?
We don't need to explicitly give out spoilers, but if it comes up, cool. So like the fact this is what
we're explaining, so that makes sense. Okay, so
like this particular spoiler, no reason to give it up now because it's not interesting. But yeah, spoilers all day.
Yeah, it's the he starts feeling really, really sick. Snake's like, what's the matter with you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And basically, he ends up having a stroke or a heart attack right in front of Snake.
He says, "Why me?"
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That really sounded like him. Wow,
yeah.
That was great.
I recently seen it.
That was great. Yeah.
Before he has the heart attack, he mentions. He's like, there's a top secret. Remember, this is the reveal of the Metal Gear Rex.
The reveal, unlike the older game, is just pretty quick in this one.
Yeah. And then you have that scene where it switches to the shot of Rex, and that's where Dave says,
"Right, you do see some right." I remember that.
He says, "Metal Gear."
Right.
He says Metal Gear, and then Don Anderson says, "You knew."
Yeah, he thinks this whole conspiracy's going on. Right.
He's strange.
Which is right. He's correct.
And he mentions, this is a top secret thing. No one knows about it. It's me and Baker.
No, but yeah.
And that's it. And Jim, right?
And Jim, yeah.
Your boss, Jim.
Yeah, you know. That guy.
Right. And then he has the heart attack.
Right.
And he's like, no, you did it to me. Like he's pissed off.
He knew, yeah. So he called immediately. Campbell, hey, I found him. Something happened. He just dropped dead in front of me. This guy had a heart attack or something.
Yeah.
On the Kodak.
Colonel is immediately suspicious because he's like, Snake, I don't know anything about this. This is a need to know basis.
He says that throughout the game. Spoilers. Yeah. He says, I don't know anything about anything.
Snake is suspicious about him. Yeah. But what's crazy is, I feel like he could have played it off. You're like, yo, Snake, what's up? He's like, yeah, I had a heart attack right in front of me. I'm like, jeez, that's fucked up.
Right. He could have just acted more normal about it, more natural about it.
He could have just said that.
Because he knew what, did Colonel right there and then know what Naomi Hunter gave him? Because I don't think he did.
Because it was.
I thought she concocted that just for her own personal vendetta.
Yeah.
She thought she killed Yeager, Frank Yeager.
Oh, Snake. Yeah.
She thought that Snake killed him in the second game.
No. She knew that Snake and him fought in the second game.
I thought she thought that he was dead.
Because he says, you killed my benefactor and sent my brother home a cripple. So he says, you killed Big Boss, who was my guy.
Well, when did she say this? I forget.
Later in, she's like, when she reveals that she hates Snake.
MGS1?
Yeah. Huh. Later on, when it's like, it's towards the PAL card time, and then you find out that Naomi's not who she says she is.
Is it when Snake's in the cell and they have like the longest conversation ever?
Nah, they're cool. That's when he reveals Gray Fox. He's like, no, I have a
his
family.
code name, right? Great Fun. Yeah.
He's like, no, I have a family. He's his big boss. And then remember, he's like, I killed him with my own hands. And she's kind of pissed off. She's like, how could you do that to your family? You know, all the while knowing Big Boss is her benefactor, along with Gray Fox.
Right.
Like that's, you know what I mean? Because Gray Fox took her in, and he's the guy. You know what I mean? Like she was kind of in Zanzibar land or Outer Heaven or whatever.
Right. Okay.
And she, you know what I mean? So she was there with Gray Fox, Zanzibar land. So she's like, oh man, she's basically the refuse of Metal Gear 2. And like, dude, you just ran my shit over.
Right.
So now Metal Gear Solid 1, I'm mad at you.
So when Colonel's talking to him, he's being honest because he doesn't know about it.
He's unaware. He's there as support.
Right.
But because the need to know thing, Jim knows, Naomi knows. He's like, dude, I'm just here to fucking talk you through this.
Support.
I
Codex support.
Yeah, I don't have the whole file on the thing. I just, you know. But yeah, it is weird. I guess it is suspicious that a guy suddenly just has a heart attack, though.
Yeah, sure. Well, right when you rescue him, and it's a little.
I think as a kid, I assumed anyone could have a heart attack at any point.
Huh.
And now that I'm like 35 and like I've been fat the whole time, I'm like, I haven't had a heart attack. I guess it's rare. You know what I mean?
You know, they made a movie. Oh, yeah. Right. Well,
it's just one of these things.
But your age, you're so young for the heart attack.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you think, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you know, there's a movie with hope I'm not botching the actor, Lisa Liu.
Okay.
And Antonio Banderas. Something about it was like an early 2000s movie. Something about that movie was really, really similar to Metal Gear in there was some sort of a virus that you can carry around and it is like an assassin can give somebody else a heart attack with it.
Act as a vector.
I'm thinking, when I saw the trailer for it, I'm thinking, that's Fox
Yeah,
style.
you stole it, yeah.
They stole it, yeah. Basically.
You said Lisa Liu?
I think it's Lisa Liu.
Are you thinking Lucy Liu? Chinese chick?
Oh, not Lisa. Jesus. I want to get the actress right. I'm not really sure.
Chinese chick, black hair.
Yeah.
She was
in Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, she was.
Right.
She was in Charlie's Angels around that time. Yeah.
Lucy Liu.
Not
Lisa. Jesus God. Lucy Liu. Yeah, and Antonio Banderas.
Nice.
There's something about it where I'm thinking. I saw a trailer. I'm like, that's Fox die.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah. And it came out like a couple years later. Whatever.
Lucy
Antonio Banderas movie.
That is Ballistic.
That's it.
X vs. Sever.
That's it. Now, maybe the main story's nothing to do with Metal Gear, but that aspect of it.
That's interesting. Got a 3.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
Oh, it's probably a terrible movie.
52% like this movie.
I've never seen it. I've never actually watched it, though.
I actually heard, I've seen that title before.
Yeah.
That is an obscure film.
Yeah, he's wearing like a gray suit in the trailer. I kind of remember.
Nice.
So, yeah. So right there and then he calls Campbell. He doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah. But he's super suspicious.
Oh, of course he is, yeah.
He's right up Campbell's ass.
Because, you know, he's been in the game a while. He knows, like, that's weird.
I just bump into this guy.
We're here to rescue this guy. You just talk to him and he's dead in front of you.
Yeah, suddenly.
Yeah.
Just the camp. See, the first one I think is not because me in my logical head, I'm like, that's fucked up, right? Now, when it happens to Baker 5 minutes later,
so you know for a fact,
you're like, okay,
there's something going on.
You're like, all right, Colonel.
Every time I talk to somebody, they get killed.
Put Jim on the horn, huh?
Right, and when he talks to Emmerich, he thinks maybe the same thing will happen. He's like,
you feeling
he's
right?
overly compassionate to him. He's like, are you all right?
Are you feeling okay?
Are you feeling well? Yeah. You're not feeling bad or tired or anything. And then Otacon's like, he's like, what's wrong with you? Like, he says something like that.
Yeah, he's like, what are you, gay?
He's like, yeah, right. He's sort of pretty like that. He's like, and Snake gets defensive. He's like, no, nothing.
Just watching out for you.
He does one of those, right?
Yeah, he really plays it all. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, it's nothing. I was just.
It's almost slightly comedic.
It's nothing. I was just. I was meant to be kind of funny.
Yeah, it's like the third time. He's like, no, it's all good, man.
Yeah, I was just checking if you were all right. You know. Because he's like hypersensitive to talking to people because they just die in front of him.
There's that death match with this ninja. Oh no, everything's fine. But yeah, so he kicks the bucket. Meryl's listening the whole time. Johnny Saws. Johnny Sasuke, worst guard on the fucking planet. Because, for many reasons.
He is the worst.
But he tells Donald Anderson to shut up like he can't hear fucking Snake in there. They're having a full-fledged dramatic conversation.
He's too busy, that dude, running back and forth. His
bowels are quivering. He hurts.
You know his dad's in Snake Eater?
Yeah.
It's another prison sequence when Big Boss is in there. He keeps running back and forth. Apparently that's his dad.
He's the guy. Yeah, he talk. If you're cool with him enough, he talks about his family. He's like, I want to have a little Johnny of my own someday. Yeah.
Right.
It's so funny. Let me think. Yeah, so that happens. God, I forget. The doors open up somehow, and there's a shootout. I feel like this is technically the first boss fight. It's just soldiers pouring into this cell. You shoot about 20 of them.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, but before that, there was an important moment where you come out of the cell and you see a soldier. Yeah, the whole Meryl situation. You see. I don't know. I forget if it's Johnny or whoever.
Sasuke's knocked out, butt ass naked in the corner.
Right. And Meryl did that. Meryl did that to him.
Yep.
So she is wearing his gear.
Mm-hmm.
So she sneaks up on Snake.
Yeah.
Now, what does he do? Because if you have the gun, he points the gun at her. Yeah. But you might not have the gun at that time, and there's a different cutscene.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because you don't have to get the gun in the back of the truck. You can get it another time after this if you missed it. And you can always go back. It's one of those games you can go back to the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Anytime. So, yeah. How she Meryl gets the drop on him.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what she says. She's like, hold it. She's like, you look just like him.
Yeah.
You're not one of the terrorists? She thought, because he looks like liquid.
Yeah.
So basically they have like a little standoff, but I'm trying to remember this cutscene without the gun. I think he just talks to her without the gun, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's kind of a
what were they talking about exactly? Oh, she was like scared or shaking.
Yeah.
He's like your eyes are not your eyes are.
Yeah. Your eyes are not that of a killer.
They're warm and compassionate eyes. They're green and he's like they're rookie's eyes if I've ever saw them. Right? He knows she's new at this.
Yeah.
He knows she's not going to probably kill him.
Yeah. You haven't even taken the safety off.
And this is when after this conversation, and she sees him. This is the situation where those soldiers keep flooding in. It's like a weird little boss fight thing, kind of.
Yeah, it's an encounter.
But if you have I think he does he take the gun off of her?
He might.
Yeah. Well I'm having trouble remembering this. If you didn't get the gun,
I think doesn't she give him a gun? And they're like, all right.
If you don't have a gun, I just forget exactly. I would have to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it.
But and then
after this is my favorite part of the game.
She's running through the hallway.
Yeah.
Right when you kill all the soldiers, she's running through the hallway. She doesn't really trust Snake yet.
She escapes Snake, yeah.
And then you see
her big ass fucking.
It's this slow motion, and it's done really well in like detail. I remember it.
Yeah.
And Snake's looking at her, that son of a bitch.
He's like, yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't call Campbell immediately.
Campbell,
you won't believe what I just saw.
He does Al Pacino. He's like, Campbell. She's got a great ass.
Right. It's from Heat.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah. So he goes, and Psycho Manus is there.
He appears in the middle of nowhere.
Psychically, right? He's not physically there, he's just watching the situation. Whatever the hell he's doing, right?
Yeah. Doesn't Snake notice him now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. He's like, and then Meryl says, like, I don't know, Meryl has this line before she gets in the elevator. She says something to Snake. I forget what it is. It's something.
It's like, see you later.
Yeah.
Like the one.
See you later.
Yeah.
Catch you later. Yeah. Something along those lines, and then.
See you, carrier boy, or whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You dipshit, you.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. That's my favorite part where her ass is shaking.
Yeah, it's a pretty good scene. It really is.
And later he's like, he mentions it to her too. He's like,
someone mentions, hey, when you had to find her in the bathroom, but you don't know who she is.
Yeah.
That little scoundrel Emmerich says something like, "I don't know. There's something unique in the way she walks. Maybe she looks different as she walks." He's talking about her ass.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's not even talking about her ass. Like she walks in a different manner than all the guards walk.
Yeah.
It's just like a feminine.
It's clear
strut.
she's got a chick walk. She's got the ass to match.
Chick walk, right?
And
you could easily tell which one's Meryl.
Yeah.
Well, she's the only one that goes in the girls' bathroom.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's so that just
anyway, we're
that's ahead of us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's way ahead of us here.
Yeah. Yeah. So she escapes. I don't know how to get the ocelot. I guess he's talking to him. He's like, "Oh yeah." Then they're like, "Try B2 for Baker."
Right. Yeah, they were talking about the elevator numbers.
Yeah.
Where to go? Yep.
See if you can't find some plastic explosive or some shit. Right? He tells him. He's like,
"Right.
God, my brain's fucking mush."
I know. Yeah. As long as it's been running, right now I'm like, just thinking of a couple things all at once.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I think we're gonna save Ocelot, but like Ocelot's like a tasty treat. I think we're saving for next.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's next anyway. So it'll
come out the gate swinging. So let's see, it's C4. You grab it. Campbell tells you to look for the. You know what I mean? Like
it's false. You're looking for a false wall. You can knock on it.
Yeah.
This is where this is the armory.
Yeah.
You're in the armory.
Yeah. Oh, so you find shit everywhere.
It's like a lower level beyond that. Yeah. So
you duck the guards.
It's B2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the C4. The cigarettes come in handy because they're.
You can go in first person view in that game. First of all, they're a different color. But you can also knock on the wall. It's a different, hollow kind of.
Yeah. I think the C4 is down there, and I think
it's in one of the armory. There's 9 of them total.
Yeah. You could use cigarettes to get past the infrared sensor to even see that they're there, or
to see the sensors. Yeah, right.
Or I believe you can pick up the thermal goggles if
thermal goggles will see the sensors too. Yeah.
And I think those are in the hangar somewhere,
Those are on the second floor in the hangar. By the elevator, there's steps.
Yep.
You can go around this. Catway thing.
Yep.
One of them you can get the thermals kind of earlier-ish.
Yep. So the SIGs do it or the thermal does it.
Yeah.
You grab the C4, boom, you blow up the wall. Baker, Ocelot, fight.
Right.
Interesting.
That's what we'll have to talk about.
Yeah.
Next time, whatever.
Well, I love that we're setting ourselves up for episode 2 because we're coming right out the gate.
I know exactly what we'll be talking about.
Yeah. We're coming straight out the gate with your boy Ocelot.
Right.
It's a good tease.
It is.
Yeah.
His first official boss fight besides those guys that keep pouring in with Meryl.
15 guards,
Yeah, whatever it is.
It's like a weak boss fight.
And it's the easiest possible thing. You take 1 or 2 hits, you don't need to use a ration, you just shoot him with the FAMAS.
Don't think, shoot.
Don't think, shoot. Right.
Yeah. Alright. So that's episode 1.
Episode 1.
Roughly.
Wow. Sweet.
We killed it.
Man.
They've been
a lot of ground.
They've been breaking sweat. Yeah, all sorts of shit. Metal Gear Solid, Caveman, everything. Talk about everything.
Caveman died, right?
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate the support.
We sure do.
Manus, thank you for doing this with me, stopping by.
But of course,
this is
fun times, Shawn. Fun times.
It's gonna be epic play. All right, guys. We will catch you next time.
Peace.
Peace.